Gifted and talented?
Grand tournament.
Oh, grand tournament.
40.
Eat me some more pistachios before we get started, because as soon as we start, I can't eat no more.
From him, who's to ignore the Castella and try to draw out like the rotate on shields, which is 3 command points. Like, but otherwise kill all the Weirvins and the guards screening it. So it's the only thing by itself. Which it's really hard to kill, especially with the screens and stuff. But Weirvins, like people run like Emperor's Wrath Artillery Company or whatever, and just shell.
The broadcast is running, so people get your devices out and look at it, make sure I'm
Seal the gate!
Oh, well, not that yet. Well, we're not recording, so I guess I got that.
Seal the gate.
I still need to run in there and...
Want to check YouTube?
Check your kids.
Alright. D&D with KLAQ. Can't change that because they don't have it up on another side info.
Just don't run it then.
Well, I heard something. And then it's going
Oh, I forgot to level up. Oh well. I'll play as level 14 fighter.
Level up.
No, you level up. You rolled your hit points last time.
you leveled it up digitally.
I don't think there's really any ability changes for level 15.
Yeah, I get a Furious Charger.
See? So you've leveled up. You have Furious Charger and hit points.
Well, we have audience. One of them. Shall I go hit the record button?
Give me 1 second. Let me make sure. I'm trying to get my camera a little more centered on me.
Okay. Well, that's good. That is the one camera I didn't fiddle with.
There you go. Deal with this abomination.
Let's just cover the lights completely, yeah.
Excuse me, Kyle.
Step on any cords. We really don't need to have any hardware changes firing off right now. Watch your step. Hey. Scooting.
People can't see the shiniest from my bald head, they get mad.
Right? How's the lighting look? Can you see the darkness? I hope we can be seen well enough. I always thought that was a little much.
Can't see anybody on the side of the table.
Because it doesn't have a double. This one has a big going double, and that one is a particular. Well, those changes are coming in a moment.
You're letting me do the blade thing. None of y'all know how to fight with the sword.
If I could get the stuff that I wanted, I could possibly beat this.
Half covered.
With me playing it?
Possibly. I'm not really scared whatsoever of knights.
Well, I think that's about as good as it's going to get, Kyle, to be honest.
Mark didn't have a Castella.
Huh?
Mark didn't have a Castella.
No, but what he had was artillery.
Alright, let me go hit the record button, I guess.
This is the artillery that shut me down. If Mark didn't have artillery, it would have been Mark. Because, like, we talked it out over, it's like we agreed better artillery, and in fact I went first. So my counter punch deployed before his counter punch.
I don't remember what you rolled.
Roll it again.
Alright.
Roll it again.
But yeah,
Alright, David, right in front
I
of
think it'd be a good game.
10.
You called it, man. So
I
6.
prefer that to your current list.
So that's...
Or 5. Sorry.
Your current list helps around the county
No,
screws mine.
6. Or 5, yeah.
5 plus whatever your count is.
Yeah. I would have
And
made
look at guard squads as free kill points.
a notation.
Because it normally runs some form of artillery.
We're recording and live. Yeah, that's what people are now looking to live.
Live in color.
Live and in color.
I was going to use those headphones to monitor the chat, but nope, they got to remain plugged in.
193.
0.2. You have 193 hit points. Holy shit.
Well, he's a fighter with a high con, so.
Yeah, my constant.
Well, apparently rolled very well.
Yeah, I did. But I messed up, so I had to take like 13 points away from it. Because I was a mountain dwarf and not a kill dwarf.
Yep.
Unless you fix your mistakes unlike some players in this store.
No grumpy. Only happy today.
Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episodes of Dice and Dudes. Episode 20 now.
Something like that.
Sorry for the delay. We do have a little problem going on right now. We have a couple of technical issues, but we're just going to work right past them, and we're going to keep going. See if we can keep this going. We do have a few announcements that we're going to get to right now, so let's go ahead and do that. I messed up my introduction, though. So welcome to this week's episode of Dice and Dudes, where we continue our 3-long-year campaign, continuing it on, hurtling toward getting close to maybe the end. We'll see what happens with that. We are once again brought to you by Military Gamer Supply this week, as we are every week. Provide us with lights and cameras and place to play. We thank them very much. We love them very much. Nick and Vince, do we have any announcements for MGS this week?
Open gaming Monday through Sunday. Commander on Wednesday and Friday night. Friday night Standard Magic. Saturday night is Modern. Saturday Modern.
Sure.
Sunday, I don't know. Open gaming for 40K usually on Saturdays and Sundays. Open gaming for Flames of War Saturdays and Sundays. Next 40K tournament will be first week in April on Saturday. I don't think we have any other tournaments coming up as of yet, but I'll let you guys know if we get one.
Alrighty. Any other announcements? No other announcements around MGS?
Be cool.
Be cool. All right. We do have an announcement for Dice and Dudes ourselves. Here in the next few weeks, we are going to be moving to a new location, new setup, new cameras, new mics. We're going to try out, see how it works out. Stay with us. There may be a few growing pains when we move locations. We'll get you guys more information on when we have a schedule set for that. We'll still be doing Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And we will still be brought to you by MGS, and we may have some other sponsors coming down the pipe here pretty soon. Maybe one day that coveted D&D Beyond sponsorship, maybe, hopefully.
Somebody's sucking out.
Yes, I will. I will buy some knee pads if I need to do what needs to be done to Wizards of the Coast to get us that sponsorship. That'd be great.
And there it went.
And now it's gone. We were gone last week. We missed you all very much, but we're back this week. We are going to be short 2 players tonight. Both Perry the Ranger and Tristan the Paladin are currently indisposed. They will not be able to join us, but hopefully we should have both of them back next week. Definitely Perry, maybe Tristan, but we'll get back to you guys on that. So tonight, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We have a 2-week period that the group was currently trying to figure out what they're going to be doing in that time. So tonight's game session is going to be in that period of that 2 weeks for ourselves a nice little maybe one-off thing here tonight and see where that takes us. We need phones on silent. Don't forget, guys.
Fixing that now. My bad.
All right, now I'm on mute.
No.
Davis Tiles and Terrain is currently working on a couple of other commissions. Been inundated with commissions lately, but still working on the dungeon set in order to get out a nice little showcase of a particular adventure that I've written. all of the terrain made around that particular adventure. Well, we'll keep you guys updated on that. May have to push it back a little bit because, again, pay work has to come before anything else. So, and that's all I've had lately is nothing but pay work.
Hopefully, I'm lucky enough to play in that one.
Here's hoping. Maybe some of you guys will. I may have a bunch of new people. I know there's a couple of people who definitely want to jump in on that. So we'll see what happens with that.
We don't
it's
like
going to be a
noobs.
third level campaign, so we'll see what happens with that. That's it for my end. Anybody else have anything else?
In case you're wondering about the title, no, we are not in fact associated with KLAQ.
No, we can't change that. We have to get a hold of MGS to have them change that for us. Pretty soon, though, we will be on our own. We will be streaming on our own YouTube channel, specifically
through the same
through the same
software. Honestly.
Yeah, through the same thing. Nothing's really going to change much, but we'll be on our own channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we're over 20 subscribers at this point. I mean, we're about to hit it big. I mean,
Big ballin'.
PewDiePie better watch his ass. We're coming for him. You know.
Who?
He's only got 89 million subscribers. It's cool.
Don't say that in case he actually notices. You saw what he did to T-Series.
Right? Yeah, we may be his next
India.
Yeah, he did take on a whole country and win for quite a while. So we don't want to have him go try to take the offensive to us because I don't know if we'd survive that. I
don't know. We might actually get more views that way.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
That is very true.
Somebody important hates them.
The
Let's
army
check
of
it out.
9-year-olds may rise against us, though.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, and then that's what we go.
Hey, I can take at least 39-year-olds by
How many
myself.
are we getting off KLAQ?
But not 9 million of them.
I have no idea. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into it for tonight and start this week's episode of Dice and Dudes. So last time, the group, the Knights of Fate, had made their way into elemental chaos, attacking the keep on the Winarn and managing to get the final piece of the door that they had been searching for the last few months. Now, with the final piece in their possession, they returned to KLAQ, their home away from home, and discovered that Onlo, their trusty hired gun from House Deneath, had hired on a new staff, gotten some of the place cleaned up, and had to dispatch with someone who apparently was lurking around the premises and had attempted to get into the vault. After that, the group had been starting to decide what they were going to do over the next few weeks while Triswin absorbed as much information from the now translated Tome of Strahd and get what information she could from there before you all reassembled the door and made your trek back to Barovia in order to fight the vampire god himself.
I just walked in to see him there with that sad look upon his face.
We're beginning during that 2-week period. Thraka, you have given your armor to Perry and asked if he could fix that. That is currently where Perry is working for this game session, is working on his bullets, his rifle, and attempting to get your armor in a usable condition before you all head back into Barovia. And Triswin has been, when not trying to absorb all that she can from the laborious read that is the Tome of Strahd, she has been splitting her time between that and the Temple of Dolara, where her celebrity as a paladin in the guise of Ricky has gained some renown, and she has been assisting them with various sermons and other offerings of the church. For the first time in a very long time, she has reconnoitered with her faith and is in the process of evaluating everything that's happened over the past couple of years. All of you, we're going to, for now, focus on Thraka. Thraka, you have delivered your armor to Perry, and after attempting to help him, were shooed away from his forge and blacksmithing works for your ineptitude at being much less help than what you would hope with such a delicate task. You now have the next 12 days in order to figure out what you're going to do. So, how is it that you start the first free time that you've had away from the Towering Wood and the impending threat of aberrant attack at any moment? What is Thraka doing?
He's going to bug Flynn and be like, "Did you get my Kushla yet?"
Where did I leave her?
Here.
Then yes, I got her.
Okay then. Just making sure I didn't get my owlbear. And then Thraka proceeds to start getting drunk.
So you head to the nearest bar?
Thought we had liquor at the house.
You do. Are you going to break into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not my vine. That's mine.
Rotmere tends to keep, Thundergut tends to keep a fairly well-stocked bar, typically dwarven ales, some meads, lots of wine. You sticking around the house? Or the guild hall, as it were?
Oh no, never mind then. If that's what that's there. Thraka wants some, like, rot gut.
Oh yeah, no. There's no rot gut in the guild hall.
So Thraka's going to go out and
Say
pursue
Mike.
the rot gut.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
Is that place where we met Corazon? Is that in Carlacton, or is that one
No, that was in Revelport.
in
Okay.
Apparently there was a crash on social media.
Yay.
But
It's been spotty all day.
I got it.
Yeah.
Facebook's
I'm rarely
been
on Facebook,
trash
so I really
lately.
noticed.
Facebook's servers have been shit all day.
I rarely noticed, to be honest.
That works, everything else
Maybe Anonymous has
doesn't
finally
not.
gotten fed up.
So what'd you roll, Thraka?
9 plus just getting through investigation check. Plus 5. Ooh, 14.
14. You're able to walk around and ask a few people, and an older man that you approach. Looks like he's got kind of yellowing around the whites of his eyes. Skin is real tight. Looks like he's fairly jaundiced. Probably had quite a few drinks in his life, and he points you. Oh, you're looking for some cheap drink? That's going to be the Rusty Mug.
I shall go to the Rusty Mug.
Oh, it's going to be there about a ways, a few blocks down, over to your left. Just listen for the raucous music. You can't miss it.
Easy enough.
So you head into the Rusty Mug.
Yep.
As you approach, the old man's right. After a while, you hear that there is not only raucous music, but there's yelling and screaming. As you get close, you see the swinging doors, like an old tavern in a Western movie, explode open, and two men tumble out down the 3 steps onto the cobblestone street. One of them pushes the other one off of him. He staggers back, stands up. The other one gets into a crouch and screams something in... What languages do you speak?
Common and Orc.
It is not common or orc. Sounds guttural. Actually, you've heard something similar when you were within the elemental chaos. You'll notice the one yelling it is about a foot taller than the other one, has gray skin. He's wearing furs over his chest. He has no hair, no eyebrows, no facial hair, no hair on top of his head. He has no irises in his eyes. It is just pure white in his eyes. As he stands up, he throws a right hand that makes you cringe when that sound cracks into the other gentleman's face. He staggers back, looks cross-eyed for a moment, and falls face first onto the cobblestone street. the large, hulking creature looks down at him, spits on the back of his head, turns around, and marches right back into the rusty mug.
Yeah, you suck. It's like, I'm here. Goes inside.
Walk inside. The place is small and cramped. There's 12 tables in this room that looks like it should only seat about 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is almost elbows to elbows in this place as they're pouring over drinks. There's several different games of arm wrestling matches. There's a game of knives going on in the corner that they're throwing at targets. One of the guys is standing in front of the target and has a mug of ale on his head, and they are attempting to knock the mug of ale off of his head with these throwing knives. As they, every time they hit into the wall and miss it, he starts jeering and cussing at the one throwing the knives. Come on, you pussy! And guy's obviously inebriated, throws another one, sticks into his shoulder. He barely notices. Ah, you missed again, you twat! What do you do?
I'm going to go to the bar. I'm not going to get hammered.
You slowly make your way through this bar. I mean, it is a crush of people that you're moving through. You manage to saddle your way. You're a pretty big guy. You're one of the bigger guys in this place. As you saddle up to the bar, kind of making way with your elbows as you get there, you see what looks to be an incredibly portly dwarf. I mean, the dwarves that you've had experience with are the few dwarves that are in the Gatekeepers and Rotmere. Warriors. Heavy armor wearers that keep themselves in shape. This is what a dwarf looks like when he doesn't care. He must drink his own stuff ad nauseum. And his beer gut hangs so low over his belt, you'd think when he walks, his knees would touch it.
I'm going to take a mental picture that I consider Rotmere later on.
He's bald on the top of his head, but he's got a thick, wiry crush of hair.
I'm burning this into my mind so I can use my telepathy to put it into Rotmere's head.
He's got a mess.
Let yourself go.
He's got a mess of wiry hair that rings around his head. His beard looks like it's probably seen open flame a few too many times, and there's wisp of hair that's curled in, and there's an obvious stench of burnt hair that seems to hang around this man wherever he goes. As he sees you, he kind of looks up and, "Whoa, I haven't seen you here for. What you want?"
The cheapest but strongest stuff you got.
"We only got one stuff here, boy." He pours some up, puts it up on the counter. 5 copper.
Look at my coin bag, realize I don't have anything as low as copper. And I'm just like,
silver's like the lowest you got.
But I got to dig through that, so I'm just going to throw a gold at him.
He smacks on the table, looks at it. "I'll run you a tab." Puts it in his pocket. Pours a second one and puts it in front of you. "Gets you started. Now, you start trouble, you finish it here. No weapons, no killing. You kill anyone, we'll bring the guards in. You'll have to deal with those undead bastards yourself. Understand?"
Yeah.
"Good.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to hear you talking to me again." Then he turns around and goes to help another patron out. As you sit there and you're drinking, and this feels like more of your environment. This is the type of rough and tumble people that you've been around your entire life. The Gatekeepers, I mean, those are the nastiest sons of bitches on the planet. But you have to be in order to fight those aberrations.
Mm-hmm.
To live in the woods like that, away from anyone, no family, no outside contact, for years. Yeah, this is your kind of people. And you have yourself a very good time. And it's cheap. And it does not do well to get you drunk. I mean, there's a reason people are throwing down silver after silver after silver for this stuff. Because it takes a while to get you any kind of drunk. And after you have poured away about 5 or 6 different mugs of this stuff, you start to feel eyes in the back of your head. Like someone's watching you. A feeling that you've had a lot lately. Though this one feels very different.
Perception.
Roll for perception.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
As you turn around, immediately you lock eyes with probably Farmer He's wearing brown jerkin over leather pants. It's his jerkin is as dirty as the roads outside, along with his face and his hands. He's got black soot all over the back of his hands. He's got some on his face and neck. Looks like he wiped his forehead and left a smear of soot on it. He's got blonde hair. Looks like it's thinning. He's probably in his mid to late 40s. Human. Stark, almost aquamarine colored eyes. Bits of scraggly facial hair. Probably hasn't shaved for a few days. But as soon as you catch his gaze, he just looks down into his cup, takes a drink.
I telepathically speak to him. Just like, you know, it's rude to stare without introducing yourself, right?
Roll me an insight check.
17 plus...
You trained in it.
Just gotta find it. 17 plus 1 is 18.
You can feel almost like a flood of thought almost whenever you connect with somebody else's mind. When you attempt to reach out and touch this guy's mind and you speak, you realize there's something blocking that channel.
I'm gonna go sit down across from him.
You start muscling your way towards him.
Yeah.
He glances up as he sees you approaching him. He stands up, turns around, and walks right out of the bar.
Oh. Wish I had my sorcerer right now. But nope. I move a little bit faster now.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check real quick.
$16 plus 9 is 25.
You start pushing your way through it. A lot of these guys have been here a bit longer than you. By the time you found this place, it was about an hour before sunset. Now it's dark. All of KLAQ is lit with ever-burning torches that are spaced out about every 75 feet or so. It's a very well taken care of city. You know, from what you've seen, this is the most cosmopolitan city that you've currently been to since leaving. Like, Greenheart to you, that was cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
This place is different. When you step outside, you're kind of blink your eyes a bit. That place is dark, even compared to the night outside. There's only a single torch in that entire place illuminating it. You kind of blink a little bit. You look around, and as you look over to your left, you see that same guy turn down an alley and disappear.
Take off after this.
Okay. As you round the corner, go to roll me a perception check, please.
17 plus 1 is 18.
You don't see anything. The alleyway itself is almost pitch black. But as you approach, take a few steps in, you hear labored breathing. There's stacks of boxes on the left-hand side that are directly adjacent, like directly on the rusty mug, that are piled up against the wall. The other wall itself, there's detritus all along the ground, but it's still fairly easy to walk through. But you can hear about a 5-foot-high stack of these boxes that abuts the rusty mug. You hear heavy breathing behind that stack.
Okay, I'm going to pull my axe off my back.
Okay.
Because this old 3-eye in the dream said that people would be after me, and then someone I bounced off of is now staring at me, so I'm not going to be, walking in blind, so I'm going to, and then start looking carefully.
You take a few steps in, you look to your left, and bare bit of light from the torch on the other side of the street is streaking through the slats of one of these boxes and barely illuminating a figure that stands on the other side. The whites of his eyes are all that you can see, and they are wide open. As soon as you step out, you see that labored breathing gets heavier.
Why are you breathing like that? You're the one that's been fucking staring at me. Fucking name yourself.
I don't want no trouble. No trouble. No trouble. He raises his open hands to you. They're just as dirty as the backs of his hands are. And you saw that he was putting some moldy bread in his mouth that just, oh man, it just kind of turned your stomach a bit. Didn't even wash his hands beforehand. This guy looks dirty as all hell. Probably works in the farms just outside the city walls. And he stands with his back against this wall, his hands up, and staring at you wide-eyed.
Take the head of the axe like this and just like blocking his escape route. Like, you know, just kind of like stepping in front of him, just like, because the blade of the axe is like relatively fucking big.
This is a battle axe. It's got a fairly large blade. This is a battle axe for a large creature.
Yeah.
So for you, it's a battle axe for you, but you have to use it with two hands. The axe head on this thing is about this big.
Yeah.
But the axe head also connects about almost halfway down the haft. You actually wrap your hand around the haft up top and on bottom. There's like a little a gap in the back of the blade for you to hold it like that.
Yeah. But it's big enough.
But yeah, you can sit on the ground and you can literally put your hands on it at almost chest high level.
Yeah, so I'm doing that to block his exit. Be like, so, you don't want any trouble, but you're staring at the back of my head, and then you start leaving whenever I stare at you. But the biggest question I have for you is, why can't I speak to your mind?
Well, you know why you can't if you know who. But give me a moment, please. Look, I don't want to die.
Then you cooperate.
He spits on his hand, which you find kind of weird. But as he does, he begins furiously wiping away what appears to be let me get better at this. What appears to be that soot, but then begins to peel what looks to be almost like he's peeling dead skin off of the palm of his hand. And after a moment, go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick.
First bad roll of the night. 3.
3. You can't tell exactly what it is. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it looks like he's peeling the skin on the palm of his hand away, and on his left hand. And as he does, he puts his hands back up, and you see on the palm of his hand that symbol.
Oh yeah, right. Show it to the camera.
You instantly recognize the symbol. This is something that's been ingrained in your mind since the day you heard the voice and followed it to the seal. Upon the seal, this symbol was prominently displayed.
So the old man told me that they'd be sending someone after me.
It's not me. It's not me. Look, it's just a coincidence that I'm here when you happen to be here. I swear. He doesn't even talk to me, okay?
How did you come in contact with the old man?
I had a dream one night. My brother was dying. Had the black lung, the coughs, coughing up blood, bedridden for weeks. had a dream where a man with a hood with that symbol upon its crown. He told me all I had to do was give my loyalty. My brother would be saved. I was desperate. Of course I agreed. And lo and behold, my brother, he walks among us to this day.
Are there more of you out there that have been touched by him?
There's a couple here within town. That's all I know. I've lived around KLAQ my whole life. I've never traveled or anything like that. I mean, there's not really a loose structure. It's more like dreams and visions and feelings. But looking at you, that's... Since the vision I had, that's the closest I felt to the Master. Is seeing you in that pub.
Where do the other ones live?
Look, I don't want no trouble.
As I said, we'll trouble if you cooperate.
I'll show you, but I'll show you the building, but I don't see eye to eye with them too much there. They're a bit more on the zealous side than I am. It's why I come to the mark myself.
That's fine. I'm not going to make you go in and confront them. I just need you to leave me to them.
You promise you'll let me go after?
The old man's a tricky old fuck. I don't really blame you if your story's true. But if I do catch you stalking me again, it might not be the same.
Oh, I promise you I wasn't stalking you. Promise wasn't me. I was just happened to be there. It's the Rusty Bug. I'm there every night, drinking away my earnings.
I'll also give you 5 gold if you get us there quickly.
You handed the gold?
Yeah.
He like swipes it like a beggar being offered 5 gold. It's more money than he's seen in 6 months of hard work. He snatches it, tucks it away into a pocket inside his tunic, and all right, Art, follow me. Stay close behind. We have to avoid the watch patrols. We don't want them finding out about this place. And he starts heading through back alleys, hits a few of the main streets, doesn't say another word as he just meanders through these streets. Look, at one point you think maybe he's lost or he's starting to dick you around, and as you're about to grab him by the shoulder and ask him if he's just playing you for a fool, he stops at the head of an alley and points. Doesn't stick his arm out, just literally points like that. He looks at you, then looks across the street.
That one. You sure?
Oh, don't you see it? Roll me a perception check.
2, 3.
3. Looks like a typical nondescript building. Looks like it's the typical terracotta style, clay brick building. It's been painted over. Wooden supports. Seems fairly old. There is one of the windows. There's a fire flickering through that window. There, it is occupied. To you, like I said, it looks like a typical building. All right, it's there. Gonna let me go?
You're good. Just don't follow him anymore. Don't trust the old man. He'll bite you in the ass.
He turns to the left and starts speed walking away.
Well, I mean, character Dark is pretty tired of this bullshit, so I'm gonna walk up to the building.
Okay.
Considering his attitude and shit, it's not like at this point.
The building itself, there's no doorway directly on the street. It does have like a little alcove on the side that you go in. You can access the building. It's probably a small walkway. Building is about 30 feet by 40 feet at its widest.
Mm-hmm.
So not a particularly grand structure. Single story.
I'm gonna look for an entrance.
There is looks to be There is a closed door on that side. As you come around, you can see it across the street. And it is on almost a three-way intersection. And it's on the corner.
Since I have like 19 strength, I can make it pretty loud. On the door.
You, bam, bam, bam. Roll me a perception check, please.
4.
The door, I mean, you pound on it. You can hear the wood moving. It's definitely latched on the inside as you hear metal against metal. It is reinforced not only in the door but also in the frame itself. There is no response. The glass of the window is it is blown glass, so it is hard to see through. It has the ripples in it, and it's the individual panes. There's 8 individual panes in this window. You can see light on the other side, but you don't see any movement or anything else inside the window.
I hammer the fuck out of it again.
Roll your perception check.
14.
You don't hear anyone inside the building, but looking at the door, okay, the building is probably 40 years old. You can see, now that you're closer, you can see bits of patchwork where wood has been nailed over to hold some of the clay bricks in. Mm-hmm. It's missing some bricks that have been replaced. That door and that frame are brand new, and this doorway probably cost as much as the foundation of this house did.
I get on the combi thing, whatever that we have for the.
Roll me a quick intelligence check.
18.
You know that your guild hall is a little over a mile away from where you currently
so
are.
it won't work.
Unless they happen to be closer. But when you left, they were settling into the guild hall.
Mm. Well, I was going to offer Flynn about $2,000 to help me take this place out. But
how will you ever pay for your owlbear?
I've given up on that.
You can just,
Giving up on your dreams already? Dude, come on, man.
you can just go find Flynn.
Yeah. I'm going to take note of the surroundings and everything.
Roll me a perception check.
11.
From the time that you've been here, the time they led you here, you've seen that this place is fairly well patrolled. I mean, you're south of the Gilded Coin Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
You're just south of that. So the Gilded Coin, that's probably the second most prominent market within KLAQ in itself. It's not nearly as well frequented, but it has more of like the jewelers, the bankers, some of the guild, the houses. Some of their enclaves are there. You're probably about 3 blocks south of that. So its proximity to that, simply that is what brings more scrutiny from the guard from this area itself. But this particular area doesn't seem to be particularly well patrolled compared to just 3 blocks north.
Hmm. So
you are aware that the door, even as strong as you are, the door, it's going to make noise if you kick it in,
yeah.
And it's pretty reasonable to believe that someone may hear that. Like there's enough roving patrols here that something that loud they may hear and come running.
So I'm going to take my time and then head back to where.
Oh, do you make a perimeter around the building or no?
Yeah.
Okay, this small building actually butts up straight against a very thickly stone-walled granary. That's literally right behind the building. This building has been erected up against it, where there's no back alleyway.
Is there a silo?
Well, this granary itself, there is a silo attached to the granary itself.
Okay, so I'm going to use that as a landmark.
Okay, yeah, fairly easy to see. And
Yeah.
you pretty much know the area now where it is. You've been to KLAQ. You've been in KLAQ for a few days, so just knowing where the market is, the Gilded Coin market, you kind of know the general location. You do see that the streets, the cobblestone street just outside of this building, around. If you're looking out of the building, around on the right side, the street there is flooded. There's quite a bit of water that is just tepid, fetid water that's probably been sitting there, not really draining. It's almost like the drain that's abutting the building itself looks like it's clogged.
Okay, so it's near the silo with the piss shit water, and then it's near the market. That's easy enough to find something relatively quickly.
Right.
I'm going to go back to the guild hall and be like, hey, Flynn, you want to make some money?
It's about a 10-minute walk until you get to the guild hall. When you get there, you can see Onlo is smoking a cigarette outside of the door. You can see that just tiny bit of flame flickering on a cigarette as you approach.
I have
He
dark
stands
vision.
up.
Wouldn't I see better?
Within 60 feet, you see in black and white.
Hmm.
You don't see any better. You have enough starlight and moonlight to kind of see by even without it. But it does. It's all it is it's not improved vision. It's just you're able to see as if darkness is low light, as long as you have at least some kind of light source.
Okay,
But
that
pitch
makes
darkness,
sense.
you're still blind.
Yeah.
As you approach, he flicks a cigarette onto the dirt, steps on it. Oh, hey, how you doing, Thraka?
Well, I found some people that need to fuck up.
Oh, well, feel sorry for him. Come on. He opens the door for you.
I'll flick a gold coin to his hand.
He when you flick it, he just lands on the ground. He looks at it. I already paid my wages, and I don't take tips.
Yeah.
No, I know you're new about here, but you'll get to know me.
I tell him just to give it to the closest like beggar or whatever that comes by.
He picks it up, looks inside, and you see the very portly woman that Thundergut has been just completely and utterly pissing off and running ragged because she hasn't been able to cook. He's been waking up before her, so she can't do her job. So she's been cleaning, and she's just been after him to let her do her job. He looks in and goes, "Oi!" She looks over and she goes, "What, you piece of shit!" And he flicks the coin at her. She grabs it. "I'm keeping this." And she stuffs it into her bodice.
Oh.
When-
If it's going to you,
When she
then-
sees you, she immediately grabs a plate of food and sets it on the counter. As Rotmir, you see her do this.
So wait, this is out in the courtyard?
Well, he's walking into the building. She sees him because the entryway opens into the kitchen. As soon as she sees him, she takes a plate of food, uncovers it with a rag, and puts it on the table. Then he gives you a dirty look.
I walk over and I'm like, got a plate for me?
You already ate, you little man. All right?
So, I'm going to do something kind of trolly. I'm going to sit down.
Come here, son. Get yourself something to eat.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to take a bite of it. I'm going to look Rotmir in the eye. Just like, it's pretty good.
That's all I want to try.
And she sneers at Rotmir. Yes, it is good. He made it. Can you tell him to let me in the kitchen? To do something besides wash a dish? Please? I was hired on as a cook. Look, I don't mind getting paid
Come
without
on,
doing a job,
Rotmir.
but I'm
Let
bored.
her have a little bit of sanity. Come on, look at her. You're running her ragged. She just wants to
Not
cook.
your damn line cook.
Teacher, show her your ways.
Can I hear any of this?
Roll me a perception check.
As it says in the way of the samurai,
What?
be her
19
sensei.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you hear Thraka's voice carrying up into your room. Or actually, the arcane study is probably where you are.
I'm in the bathroom. with a
Oh,
bottle
then
of
yeah,
wine.
yeah. It's filtering down the stairs as you hear it.
I'm
yeah.
sitting in a lounge chair by the hot pool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go to the stable, grab Makushla's dish, and throw it in front of her. Cook something for that then.
She doesn't like it cooked, hon.
Yeah, well, cut something up and put it in there.
She walks up. She just grabs like a haunch of meat, drops it right on the thing.
Flynn's naked, by the way. He's walking around in his books.
And she doesn't bat an eye at this point. The first time she saw that, she
Why-
got all flustered.
Why is he putting the short, portly dwarf woman who has short legs and not a
she's
fast run
human.
speed?
No, she's human.
Oh, human, short, portly, human woman. She's obviously out of shape from how you described her. She doesn't have good cardio, and Makushla has the best cardio out of the fucking group.
Oh, no, she's not going to feed him. He's going to feed her.
Oh, I
And-
thought you were making her feed Makushla.
No.
I was like,
He's
that's
walking
like
up
that's like
with the twig and berries out.
that's like throwing a Frenchie pug out in front of a fucking
he
peregrine
he
falcon.
walks up with the twig and berries out, and that moment of she flusters for but a moment until she's like, this group of people.
You get what I'm saying, though? It'd be like throwing a fucking Frenchie pug out in front of
it's
a peregrine
why-
falcon.
yeah, it's
and
why
then
she
watch
doesn't
it
do
dive
it.
at the 300 miles per hour that it can, because that's probably how fast Makushla can run if she's hungry.
It's why the only person who feeds Makushla is him. So if he dies, it's going to be bad. They're going to have a ferocious... They're just going to wait for it to starve to death downstairs.
Yeah, just like, don't go downstairs. Why do I keep hearing like this snorting, hooting noise? Oh, you just don't go downstairs.
Just hear... Arr, arr, arr.
You know,
And then you hear like the door handle jiggle. It's like, oh god, she's figured out how to use the doors. Everybody evacuate the house.
She learned how to pick locks. Every man for himself.
You just hear her up. You're just like, what?
I was about to guard the door, not the damn stables.
It's my resignation.
That'd be the fastest that Chicken Man's ever flown in his life. He's
Okay.
punched demons in the face, but Makushla gets
But-
out.
Arnos,
Climb
you
on
hear
the
the
wall.
commotion going downstairs. You've had your meal for the night.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the fact that they're external.
Right.
Why you gotta dangle around?
But I was in the bath. Makushla's hungry. Can't you hear her sadness?
Wait, yours
No.
aren't external?
Huh?
Yours aren't external?
Tristan comes out holding the Tomastrad. She takes a few steps, looks up, and goes, "Why? Why?" And then turns around and just walks back into the study.
Flynn, his dick retracts.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, that's a thing?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
He's an innie, not an outie. Don't be judgmental.
He's a grower, not a shower.
That's a good way to put it.
Don't judge.
Both me and Thraka are enlightened. So
Well, if you want to
drop-
cook in the kitchen, you can always fight them to the death.
Does it drop like a trap door?
Disadvantage.
Did you find something or?
Oh yeah. I got detracted by any, not outie. Anyways.
No, I'm an outie.
And you eat the food.
Yeah. But
It's good. Like, you realize your stomach has been kind of upset a bit. That throat slake is the only thing you've had today, and the food helps quite a bit. It's just that you want a grog, and you got the groggiest grog that ever was poured into a cup.
So the patron that I follow, Three-Eyed Dickhead.
Why would you follow a three-eyed dickhead?
Because I didn't know it was a Three-Eyed Dickhead. I was tricked. I was promised powers.
That's what happens in dark alleyways.
I was an 18-year-old in the woods, and all of a sudden I was told I had the power to blow shit apart. I mean, you like blowing shit
This
apart?
sounds like a Uncle Touch Me in the bad way. So
Pretty much. He's the one that brought me back, and now I don't want to work for him because he wants to destroy the world. Anyways, there's some cultists in town that the ones that are supposed to be chasing me and everything. And if you want to help me kill some cultists, get some exercise, then
are you doing anything tonight?
I'm.
Not really.
How about you?
I've been looking for demons to slay, but you know.
Cultist back.
You guys can hear the anvil downstairs in the forge as Perry is still working.
And Bait's busy, so.
So, cultists?
What did they do?
They
At this
follow
point,
an
they
aberration.
exist.
Pretty much my patron.
You know the
Is
squid
worse than
fuckers that
Strahd.
attack us in the forest? They follow one of those, only much bigger and eviler.
Like Strahd's all like
Oh.
evil and everything like that. My patron, even though I
So
didn't
the
know
stuff
him.
we're fighting,
Yeah, there's the squiddly tentacle monsters that go...
Yes.
they're here in KLAQ.
No,
Well,
they
cultists of
people that worship them.
yes.
Something like that.
I cut off ties with
That
my patron.
is what's been haunting your dreams. And in every shadow that you look too long at, that is what you see.
That's creepy.
Those 3 aquamarine eyes.
Yeah, and I cut ties with my patron. I told him to fuck off because after I found out he's a dickhead versus Strahd and everything, as far as like want to erase a plane, he wants to just like.
Well, you're not entirely sure what he wants to do, but it definitely doesn't feel good.
Yeah, pretty much he's a massive dickhead that wants to like just fuck up everything, right? I said no, I'm not about that life. And
That's queen.
he's sending people after me. He won't stop stalking me in my dreams. And all of a sudden now I find out that there's cultists here stalking me.
Yeah, this sounds like a reason to put on my pants.
And
There's
be
many
careful
reasons for that.
because the what are they called, the Deathless Guard?
Yep. Well, not the guard.
The guard's no joke in this city.
Yeah, but we won't really violate any rules. I mean,
Oh, except for the killing.
We go-
Breaking into a house and killing people.
we're not going to break in. The door's open, right,
Each of you guys
Thomas?
go ahead and roll me a
Yeah.
straight
What are you
intelligence.
talking about?
Actually, a history check. Each of you guys roll me a history check.
Oh, sweet.
A 1. Not natural, but
That's
a 1.
20.
That's 20.
I'm sorry, 16. My bad. Jeez,
16.
See? I rolled it.
I was-
I got a 21 total.
12.
Well,
after those,
so the
those
3 of
threes.
you,
right.
the 3 of you, as you look over at Maria, and she's still just kind of mad dogging. She's literally like, she's got a pot that you dirtied like hell, and she's scrubbing it, and she's just staring at you as you do. And you just kind of return her gaze as they continue this part of the conversation.
I'm going to look her dead in the eye.
Well, you recall this too. You all have frequented KLAQ and Karnath for years now, and you know that for some reason, a few years ago, right as the war ended, any worship of non-sanctioned deities, so basically anything outside of the sovereign host, is a crime.
Oops.
So you know cultists would technically be criminals.
Yeah, is that criminals? And as a representative
Now,
of
you aren't sure why this happened, but it was literally one day to the next.
Lady...
And the blood of all used to be a big religion here, and that's now outlawed too.
What's Lady What's her name? Yeah, as a representative of Lady What's her name and a landed property owner.
She didn't
We didn't get
deputize
it.
us.
We have some scroll around here somewhere saying that we're important.
I think that one belongs to Triswin, and it says she's important.
Yeah, but she's one of us. I'm sure I
I'm
can...
pretty sure that's not quite how that works.
Everybody believes me because they
You
love
guys
me.
get figured out.
Oh, they believe you
I'm
for a
gonna go
reason.
get my
other
armor
than
out.
that.
Yeah, I get my staff of power. And my other staff of power.
No, you put that one away.
Maria?
Marie.
We've been waiting to say that.
And I'm like, I'm actually a pretty good employer.
I'm
nice.
bored. I'm
Did you-
tired of washing dishes. Before you got here, I got to cook. And I'll ask Alno, I'm a good cook.
You can-
But you won't let me do anything but chop vegetables.
You can polish the staff of power if you want.
That sounds like a euphemism. And
You are not wrong.
I'm not paid enough.
No, you're not.
I just hold up the magical staff. No, this is the staff of power.
I'm fine without.
That's Stanley.
I'm not surprised that he named it. I'm really not. But Stanley, she like takes a good long look at it. And, like, looks like a Stanley.
Yeah, that's what the woman who named it said.
The Onlo is just there at the door, just laughing into his hand.
do we have any like
The next time pay negotiations are up, I think I deserve a raise. And he's like, yeah?
You don't actually cook, though, so I don't know why
But
we
she
pay
does
you.
have to deal with your bullshit.
See? He gets what I'm having to deal with.
Everyone loves me. I don't... Nobody has
She loves
to
you
do
so
it.
much that
going-
she demands to be
I'm
paid
going
for
to
it.
bed now.
Melandra.
I'm going to go to bed now. You all have yourselves a great night. And
Night.
try not to
You're
dirty
a
up the
bad
place,
child.
please. And that pot that she just finished and puts out to dry is the last bit. The kitchen's
You'll
spotless.
never guess what I did in the kitchen
you-
last night.
The plate has been pulled out from
I
when
look
you
at
finished
you.
and cleaned off.
This is my kitchen. No shitting in my kitchen.
would I
Onlo
shit in
looks
the
over
kitchen?
at you, Draka. Goes, oh, Boyle. Heard you got yourself into a bit of a scrap. Last time I saw you, most of your armor was hanging off you.
I got hit by a spear the size of a tree, but yeah, I call that.
I wasn't really caring what happened. Just that you
like this guy.
you look like you're needing a bit in the way of the armor department. I'm not sure if these shites have told you, but there's at least a bit of chainmail that should fit you. It's better than walking around in your skivvies.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. What's wrong about walking around in your skivvies? As long as you have a good pair of boots, it's quite comfortable. This is much better than Gatherhold.
If you walk outside like that, I'm pretty sure you're going to be arrested.
They didn't arrest me last time. I just explained
Well,
to
they
the nice...
never arrested me, but I've got feathers.
You're also not.
Yeah.
The twig and berries aren't out.
That also.
Yeah, I go to gather chainmail.
Rotmir or the time to get you thinking, oh yeah, we do have that.
Yeah.
It is a set of dragon scale chainmail.
Oh. Can you really call that dragon scale chain?
Yeah, it uses the same stat block as chainmail, but it also has
functionally scaled
acid
down.
resistance.
Why didn't I sell that again?
So your
So you
armor
just
with
ran
that
out.
heavy armor, your armor is 16.
We have many things to do. It's just got
16
lost in
plus
the cracks.
2, right?
16. It's heavy
Wouldn't
armor. There's no- there's no-
wouldn't armor acid resistance chainmail work?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as there's no bonus to AC on it. It should be a 16 on your AC.
Heavy as hell armor.
Yeah.
No dex for you. Wait, what were you wearing before?
Plate.
Ah, well, yeah.
I shall retrieve my robe and my staff.
Yeah.
And my bottle of port.
Easily done. You put it in your bottle holster.
No, just the other hand.
I'm armor class 18, but that's because I took defense as my first fighter thing.
Okay, then-
and then I've got the armor cloak of protection, so I'm set.
There you go.
18. But yeah, it's the same thing.
Yep. Okay.
Is there anything else I need to retrieve? I've got my magic rock.
It takes about 10 minutes, but you're able to get into your armor.
Did
You're
you
able
put on your wizard hat?
you're able to collect up your gear as well.
I have a magic rock that floats around my head, thank you.
Yeah, close enough.
You got an iron stone?
Yeah.
Can you really call them iron stones in this in Everon?
They're still ion stones. They're just not like
this
linked
point,
to
I
the
think-
goddess Ion.
I thought you were saying like Ion, like as like Star Wars.
IOUN.
It's a magic rock
It's
that makes
Ioun.
me even
It's an
smarter
Ioun
than
stone, but I
am.
just say Ion stone. Unless Ioun is a deity in this world, which it is not, it's an Ion stone to me.
So, shall we negotiate what we will be paid then?
It's a misnomer stone.
That's 3 bill,
Yeah.
grand a piece.
I will take one unspecified favor for later.
That's the problem with unspecified favors. They can be well in excess of the actual value of the service.
Yeah,
Whatever. I just want to fuck these people up for
So
starting.
that sounds good. Do I have to put on pants?
If you don't feel like getting cavity searched by the undead guard, then
Yeah, say never touch me. It's okay. See, I closed the robe. And the robe's open! Ah!
You should be careful with that.
I just had this image of a skeletal guard looking at him, pulling out a glove.
Where the hell did he get a latex glove?
Right?
Well, it was like, "What's yeah? I'm the great and mighty Flynn, a humble piece of a ladra, and my weaver is out!" And the guard just
That's his spell focus.
nine! As soon as you hear the snap, you just hear, "9, you'll never catch me!"
Okay.
I'm magical.
And that's when the, the Cornberg Chronicle gets
So-
another
So what's going on,
article
guys?
on play.
We're going to a door.
It-
These needs to lead the way. I don't
We're
know.
going to the door. I'm going to give him a gold coin. This is for you.
I got plenty of these.
It's for you. Olandra has blessed it.
Let me see if I remember about that. I don't think I even understand it. 5?
The goddess ordains that you carry this coin in your pocket.
As you pick up the
Oh my
coin,
god.
you look at both sides of it, and both sides are an expertly etched, beautiful female face. And you're not sure, but for a moment, it almost looks like it smiles at you.
And I like,
Yeah, as soon as you look away, it's just a coin. But it's not like any other. It's a little larger than a typical gold coin. It's not like any of the coins that you've ever
It's
seen.
a counterfeit Galifard. Don't get caught with that.
It's gold.
So a little tooth mark in it.
No, it's just, you can tell it's a little soft, but you're not able to bite it hard enough to really do anything to it.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay,
it does.
I'll hold this
It definitely feels warm to the touch.
Yeah. Don't feel it comes back to me when I.
Almost like somebody's held it in their hand for a really long time. and
Yeah,
handed it
they
to
pressed
you.
it between
That's
skin
basically what
already.
it feels like.
Okay. I'll slip it under my armor.
Okay.
And it's back in my pocket.
How many charges do you put into it?
I didn't think it was variable.
It's 1 to 3. It's your choice.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, that's one of the things I changed.
3.
3.
I'm
Okay.
used to 3.
So you currently have 3 uses of luck.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to be lucky.
So you're able to, after you roll, you can add a d20
No.
to the roll. Even if you have an advantage, you can add
Huh?
another d20 to the roll. Decide which d20 you want to use.
He
Okay.
throws an extra d20 on any roll and picks which one he wants.
Advantage.
Yeah. Oh, better than
Triple
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah, because it can actually go above and beyond advantage. Oh, one thing I've been doing wrong, and sorry guys, this is straight out of the rule book, and I don't know why I never even noticed it before. If you have advantage and disadvantage, no matter how many times you have one of each, they cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Fair enough.
If you have advantage and disadvantage, they cancel out. Doesn't matter if you have 5 things of advantage. If you have 1 thing of disadvantage, they cancel each other out. And vice versa.
But
Yeah.
not the coin.
But not the coin's luck. That's a whole different thing.
And you can roll it after you've seen the results
Yes.
of the first roll.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. You're feeling different.
Do you feel lucky, punk?
If you could,
That was
you
good.
suddenly have a slight urge that you've never had before. But you remember days of your youth of shirking a little bit of responsibility, hiding behind a building, and playing dice with your friends or a game of cards, and that sticks in your mind. You're like, man, I haven't played dice in years. I'd love to throw some dice again.
Let's go get into some trouble.
This is the one I like. This is the Roti that's when Tristan is doing something stupid. Yeah, go.
Big sister's not there. I mean, little sister's not there enough.
Sonya.
See, this reminds me of the good old days in the plains when you let me burn things.
That wasn't the only time you burned things in the plains now, was it?
Oh, he's a cheeky bird.
Somewhere in the Valenza Plains, Cade's ear twitches.
A joke has been made of my expense.
Thraka could very easily take back to the night. At this point, it's a little after 10 o'clock. The night air is cool. You guys are in winter, but there has been an unseasonably warm bit of weather that's moved through here. The snow, there's only little bits of snow on buildings. Most of it has melted away. The mountains to the southeast are still completely covered with snow, but they're the only real things that are. The moon is high. The night sky is almost cloudless, and there is plenty of light to see by, even without any of the ever-burning torches that light the street along your way to your destination.
Does he have to roll a con save for his balls when he steps outside?
No.
I'm wearing the bathrobe of power. Leave me alone.
Oh. Is that actually a thing?
It's not cold enough right now for you guys to have to be wearing your winter gear. It's not quite that cold. It's unseasonably warm, especially for Karnath.
Robe of arcane storing, bro.
Is that what you store your wiener in?
Yes. And it's arcane.
Okay.
You all can make your way through the streets, and after about a 10 to 12 minute walk, getting turned around only a single time, you see that building again.
That's a granary.
That is one hell of a door.
Is there anything special about the granary?
Roll a perception check.
20-something.
Looks to be just a granary. You can see there's oddly been built a single-story structure, maybe 30 to 40 feet wide at its widest.
24.
That directly abuts the granary itself, but they very clearly look to be 2 different structures. Like they didn't use the back wall of the granary as part of the construction of this. It just, for some reason, looks like it was built right against it.
Okay, so there's a house.
I'll give it a once around.
Roll me a perception check, please.
I'll keep
For a
watch.
total, there should be
Okay. And roll me a perception.
a 22.
22.
You're going to
Okay,
Nexus.
and-
You get to go to my cave.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing.
14.
14.
My crucial escape.
You can hear guard patrol.
Please tell me it's not your
They seem to
butthole.
be a few blocks away, and sound after a moment of listening, sounds like they're heading away from you. As you make your way around the building, you can see it's dark. There's no light inside. You get a pretty good look at the door. In your line of work, you've seen some doors. You've had experience with some doors.
Yeah, the one that broke, the fake one that broke all my picks. Yeah,
That's a intense door for a building like this, and it looks like the frame has been built to match.
So, you open the door? I mean, the door is open, right?
Is the door open?
You're gonna approach the door.
Inspect it.
Okay. The roof of this thing it's a tiled roof. Ceramic tiles that have been layered on top of each
Is
other.
it a brick building?
It is a clay brick building, terracotta style.
Right.
As you approach the door, and go to roll me an investigation check, please.
That is plus 5, 16.
16. The door is locked. It seems to be a pretty good lock, but other than that, you don't see anything else out of the ordinary.
Let me just bust up with the skeleton.
Skeleton key.
So you pull out your lockpick set,
Uh-huh. Natural 17.
plus
25.
25. As you slip the lock in, the key, the pick of the lock, this is a hell of a lock. In your time of picking locks, this is probably in your top 3 hardest locks that you've had to pick. And just barely, as the DC is 25, you are able to click. It takes the better part of about 30 to 45 seconds in order for you to pick this lock. And you get frustrated up until you finally feel that last tumbler slide into place. Turn it and click. And just as you click, that weighted door opens just an inch.
Damn cylindrical locks.
Oh, look, it's open. We must make sure that everyone is okay inside.
The key worked.
Lead the way, Roddy.
Okay.
Okay, well, I want a better idea of what you guys are dealing with here. So if you guys can clear space for me real quick.
Yeah! Terrain!
We can now uncover that camera, and hopefully it'll get a good view. It's always
If you want to turn on your feed real quick, Kyle, so we can adjust camera as we go, because we don't have a producer today.
You see, this is why Thraka went to hire his friends, because his friends are way better at entering places and doing other things than he is. For example, Arnos is able to open a door without Thraka being like, "Boo, bitch!" It's just like,
Ooh, bitch! Get out the way!
it's like, yes, the frame is nice, so is the door, but the building is not nice enough to hold the frame and the door.
Yeah,
inside.
right. Well,
You just see
What
the
a
whole,
thing,
you
yeah.
see the whole frame just. Whoa.
kill the
You just
That's that.
if there's like a guard behind the door, you just see him. By a flipping door.
You get to help me test out my new spell.
The granary literally abuts right here on
That
this side.
should be a decent view, if we're being honest. It'll probably miss that entryway if that's what Kyle's pointing at.
Yeah, that's
eyeballing
Kurt.
it.
Yeah,
He's
that's,
like, where did he go? He hasn't come back. You
There
just
we
see
go.
Thraka.
Actually, it's
Hey,
angled
Nichols.
pretty well. You can actually see the entryway.
oh, very nice.
Let me wait. Hold on, that's right. I need to actually turn this on.
Your guy is currently being painted now, as we
Awesome.
speak.
Yeah! Painting.
And his guy is getting his shield finally.
But that's not something we can deal with.
We can't really deal with that right now.
Yeah, you can see it fairly well, so that's all good.
Okay, just so we can have an idea of what we're currently looking at.
That's usage
Well,
of the
that should be
monster.
fine. It was
That should be
actually-
fine,
It
yeah.
had a really nice view of the street.
Okay.
And the entryway
And
wasn't fully in view.
this is currently
Not
what you
so.
see now. This is a vendor's area, but it's closed up shop for the night. You do exactly as this is exactly as you guys see it. That is exactly what you guys see.
I do
So-
like that Flynn's character is perpetually spewing
The
fire.
door sits about an inch open.
Seems about good.
Okay. I will
Take a peek.
open it and go inside.
The door swings open on well-oiled hinges. When it does,
I like
you
well-oiled.
immediately look to your right and you see a second closed door.
Well, shit.
Chicken.
Wait. Into the granary.
No. The granary is here.
Oh.
Basically, where the camera is, that is a granary eye view of this.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna investigate the door.
Roll a investigation check. You see him walk up to this closed door. Wow!
I'll join him regardless.
As you walk, okay, so go ahead and roll with advantage.
Maybe you'll get a 20. Nope. The hard no. He rolled the other side of the die too.
Walking up to this door, you saw what he was talking about. Opening up this door. I mean, this is a thick wooden door. We're talking. The door itself is about 1.5 inches thick of ironwood. I mean, it's incredibly expensive. The door itself is probably more expensive than the structure of this place. The inner door, not so much. It looks like it's probably what was built with the house. It's a banded wooden door with iron bands on it. It's closed. It is not locked. It looks to be in very much worse repair than the door that you just entered.
Okay.
And with that investigation, you can see there's no light coming under the door or anything like that. Though with that, the two of you get a very faint stench.
So a smell.
What's that stench?
Too hard to pinpoint now. It's definitely a bad smell. Something rotting. Maybe food, maybe awful.
They carry on.
Maybe carrion.
Open
But
the
it's
door.
too hard to tell from where you currently are.
Door. Oops, pumpkin.
The door itself it's a simple latch door, and it is unlocked.
Okay, so one of you open the door and I'll go in.
Oh, it needs unlocking.
The door as you fiddle with the latch,
Yeah.
it opens, and you can push the door open.
And then I go in.
Okay.
The smelly smell, the smells.
The door swings open, revealing the scene before you. Well, actually, it is pitch dark in there.
Except for the people that can see in the dark?
There's not enough light coming through the window. I mean, you can see
Dark
a
vision.
little
I'm referring
area.
to dark vision.
Yeah, there's a little area. Maybe
It says dark vision.
this area here to your right, you can see.
Uh,
But deeper in, there's no. I mean, it's dark. It's pitch dark. But
So
you can see right up against the window, and you see right next to the window, leaning against the wall, is an open casket with a desiccated body inside, with its arms crossed across its chest.
Let's be light.
So you activate the sun sword.
yeah.
Suddenly, light envelops this place. You can see there is another closed door that sits on this side here. You can your light reflects off what appears to be a mirror that is tilted and sitting against the ground. You can see there is alchemical equipment sitting on the table right next to the exposed body of the corpse. Along the wall to your right is a couple of bookshelves with books that look like that they've been taken off and just kind of thrown back in. They don't look to be. It looks very disorganized. There's also a pile of books on a desk on the far wall that you can see. The center of the room itself is covered in what looks to be an old green, musty, mothball-ridden area rug. And this place looks like it's been fairly well used. There is a there's a large chair. Down a little bit? Okay.
It's getting more of the street. That should do it. And
Okay,
then actually cut us off.
We'll get you guys in there in a minute. You can see that there's a smell, a different smell, lingering with the offal from that body, that carrion
So
smell.
we're smelling formaldehyde.
There is definitely a smell of what was probably something burning recently. And you can see there is a candle, a little candle holder on the desk on the far side.
Opens the next door,
Pretty
please.
good, yeah. Maybe twist it.
Well,
Which way? This way?
Just, yeah. The wrong way, the other direction. There you go. That should do it.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't believe it. Look
Open.
at that other door.
Okay, walking inside. We're not going to be moving. I'm going to put you guys inside, but we won't be doing a play-by-play of the walking through.
I'll give the room a glance over, but I'm more interested in the door.
Okay. Quick glance over. Just go ahead and roll me. With a quick glance over your passive perception, you see what you see. Walking up to that door, It's kind of like the second door into this place. It looks like it's been here since the building was created.
Is it try the latch with a gentle?
Same thing. It looks like it bounces a bit, so it looks like it's free.
I'll go ahead and peek through the door.
As you open the door and open up and peek inside, you can see there is a disheveled bed that looks like someone may have been sleeping in it fairly recently. There is a chest of drawers next to it that's open, and there's clothing all over the floor next to the bed. It's a very, very modest bedroom. There looks to be, at one point there was probably a window that looks like it has been boarded over completely and draped pulled over it as well.
Well, everyone take a look out there. I'll look in here.
Okay,
There's got to
so
be something else here.
go to roll me an investigation check. What are you three doing?
There.
Anything magical in the room?
Roll me an Arcana check.
15.
You can't.
Can I help him with that?
No, that's more like an internally. It's kind of hard to help you. Like if it was deciphering runes, this is just like a feeling for the weave of magic in the world. Either it's the carrion smell that's distracting you, or you can't sense any magic here. But it's the longer you guys are in here, the more it's like it's getting up into your nostrils, and you can taste it in the back of your throat. It's bad all around.
Cool. Burn it.
Hey, Dave, try scooting the camera.
I rolled an 18 on Arcana check.
That should do it.
So you gonna approach the body?
I rolled an 18 for an Arcana check.
Oh, same thing as him. There's something on that. It's either the body's distracting you, or there's no arcane aura within this place.
Burn it.
I
You gonna burn the body with you in it? With you guys in here?
Um,
It is sitting inside a wooden coffin
there we go. That's what we get.
in a wooden building.
Oh,
The floorboards are wooden.
I rolled a 16 on mine.
Okay. And what are you doing?
Is there any like hatch doors going down? Like maybe the rug is
Roll me an investigation check.
A hatch door. He's looking for a hatch door. 16.
Specifically, since you mentioned the rug, you kind of look at it. It looks like they're. I mean, this room is pretty dusty. It doesn't look like the housekeeper's been called for a couple of weeks. But that section right next to the rug looks clean. Kick the rug up a bit, fold it over itself, and you see what looks to be the end or the beginning of a hatch. And if where the hell did I put it? Aha! Hold on one minute.
Oh, the way is revealed.
You might have to scoot over a little bit.
You see,
Camera, can he see?
as you kick the rug over, there is a hatch sitting in the center of the room.
Everybody, I found the hatch.
Well, I
Excellent.
guess it's not in here. What did I find?
You found what looked to be a sheaf of papers that had been tucked under the bed.
Oh, all right.
As you pull them out, you see dozens of pages that have this symbol scrawled across them.
Just repeat it.
It appears as if they've been scrawled over and onto someone's journal.
So this guy watermarked his own journal.
Anything interesting in the bookshelves?
Is it legible?
Go to roll me an investigation check.
I'll look as well.
It's rough. No, like you can definitely read it. It's common. You can, if you had enough time, you could definitely try to decipher it. Would you like to take that time?
Yeah, I'll try to get a few. See if I can.
15.
I got a 16.
16. Checking the bookshelves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can read any language if that helps
Okay,
at all.
you've done a lot of arcane research today. You're not a wizard. You're not much in the way of book learning and things like that. But you've had to do your research a bit. And the way these shelves look, definitely looks like someone like you, with very little patience for this, has been struggling to read these things and tossing books back on the shelf, pulling them off, going through everything. It looks like an inkwell has been knocked over and there's just a stain all over the wood. When you pull down one of the books, you open the front cover, and the front cover you see that symbol.
Can I get a date?
None of these, they don't seem to be dated, and they don't seem to be in chronological order.
That's problematic.
Ooh.
Let me see if I'm going to try and look through them enough to get the last one.
Okay,
For
go
starters.
ahead and roll me just a straight intelligence check.
Can I get an advantage because I'm a calligrapher? And that's the study of essentially the study of writing and language.
You know what? I like that argument. Go ahead, take advantage.
That's literally how it's described in the book. That would be nice. Straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
15.
Plus your calligrapher.
Plus
or
well,
no.
that gives me
Well, you have. I'd say you have advantage because of calligraphy. So
So,
15.
Calligraphy. It's a 15 if it's just intelligence.
Okay. This is definitely somebody's journal, and you can almost put them in chronological order by the way how erratic the handwriting gets, and by how raving the words get. I mean, it goes from mentioning, like, in vague terms, since you're just kind of flipping through, like, vague dreams and feelings and seeing these 3 aquamarine eyes at night. Every time it looks at the moon, it sees those 3 eyes looking down upon it. Yeah, you don't want to do that with the bag too much. Yeah.
Also, the sound is very, very loud. Sorry,
Yeah.
people. I know how loud that is. It hurts. I'm sorry.
And it goes from that to the dream. It seems as if these dreams are slowly driving this person mad, and they begin talking about the spawn and the swarm.
The swarm. Okay. What's the last one about?
It keeps writing over and over. The one in yellow. The one in yellow. The one in yellow.
Well, yellow's an important color. You ever seen someone in yellow?
The only other word that's on that last page is, or the only other phrase is, it sees me.
I think you might be interested in this one, since it's why you've been going nuts lately, I suppose. Hand in the last page.
Watch me, I found a door. Maybe you should check it now.
Ah! Well, here's the rest of it in order. Let our resident person who's experiencing the paranormal look at it. And I guess I'll take a look at the latch.
I'll investigate the latch too.
Okay, so you're both looking at this door?
Yup.
Go to, so who's...
I've got it. I've got it trained. Be nice! Yeah, that's pretty... Oh, wow, that is pretty nice. 16, 17, and that is plus 5, so 22.
They're it's looks to be a typical closed door, but upon closer inspection of looking at this, you can see a faint, very faint, violent shimmer in the gap between the door
It's magically locked.
and the
Or magically
area
trapped,
around it.
one of the two. Anybody got some real...
And the floorboards have been removed from this section, almost in a perfect square, and this hatch sits in the dirt almost, with bricks that look like they've been pulled directly out of the walls themselves to line it.
Hey, Flynn, take a quick look, see up this. There's definitely magic here.
Take a look at it.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Timmy says 22.
He definitely senses magic there.
So, it's magically locked or magically trapped, maybe both. So, do we disarm it, or do we use rope to pull it open from a distance and let it go off? If something that's even possible.
Walk into the front door. Raka says a door. Open it for me and be a dear.
I'm gonna join.
I'm reading the page.
It's very important, Raka. I
You
think the
see-
cultists are down there.
Flynn walk out of the building, and then you hear his voice
Speaking
screaming.
in very
And you see
condescending
these two standing next to the trap door.
It's only a 26 for persuasion.
Before you open that door, can I have the pages? Just, just in case. I'd have to be.
What is it? Fucking
You're just gonna walk up and
to
open the door.
wisdom to see if I am able to like even have thoughts.
It's
I'm going.
things like persuasion checks and stuff are more for NPCs, for,
I'm going
for players
over-
and things.
He
I'll
rolled a
call for
He
those.
rolled a 26. Like, do
But
I have
it's
a
still like,
chance?
hey, there's a magical thing on this door. Hey, open it, Thraka.
I didn't say it was magical. I didn't say anything.
He just
I
said
just
there's a
walked out the
door.
room and said there's
True.
a door.
So knowing Flynn, It's up to you. Those
Alright,
rolls and
that's a good
stuff.
point. No, Flynn. Is it fucking glowing? Arnos, is it fucking glowing?
There was definitely something there.
I knew it.
But it's not that bad. Open the door.
Well, yeah, that's why you're over there and why I'm joining you, because we don't know.
We find out when Thraco
I suppose I
opens
could
it.
try to disarm it.
I'll walk over to Flynn and just
Well, you have to walk
squeeze.
out of the building as
Yeah,
the-
I just walk over and squeeze
I'll disable it.
his
So, Rob- so
tiny
Thunder
little
Gut-
shoulder
you alone inside this building.
if I
I'm looking
die.
that way.
Again.
And then I'm looking at the door.
Well, right, I bring you
You
back
might
again.
want to not open that. We have
If
no
I
idea what
die
it's supposed to
again,
do.
I might not come back.
I could try to disarm it.
I don't have dispel magic, guys.
Well,
Of all the things you don't
I have
have,
to I have to spell magical trap.
There you go. Do it.
You want to try?
I'll try.
Okay.
This is the
I'm next to him.
this is the high-tech security system of the D&D.
The dice like him.
Dice like me 23.
23? Okay.
Well, that's
You look at the door. You can see this. There's nothing to lock. There's no latch. Like I said, there's no true framework of this trap door. It looks like the bricks have just been placed there, basically, and had some dirt put on them just to give them a little bit of rigidity. But it looks, it's almost like it's just basically covering. And there's no hinges. It's just pulling the door up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get on your hands and knees, reach in, take your lock picks, and break the plane of the gap between the door and the bricks. Nothing seems to happen. You lift up and it's free.
Well, we probably just set off someone's alarm spell opening the door.
See? I do avoid. I was lying to you. I
Let's
can't
hurry,
believe you
man. I
distrusted
hear one of them.
me.
Think I hear one of them silent alarms going off. Let's
Yeah,
go.
big go.
As you crack the door open, you can see there's light.
Rotman, Elizabeth. He dove down the hole.
Yeah.
So you and jump down. Okay, roll me an acrobatics check, please.
I yelled, Rotmare, lead the way.
That is a well, that's kind of a shitty roll. That's an 11.
Don't.
That's
fall.
enough for you to land on your feet. Strangely,
Ironically, the bird is terrible at acrobatics.
This cannot be. A bird will go underground when a dwarf will not.
Right.
you can see there is a ladder leading up that you just jumped down. You land on your feet, almost kind of stuttering a bit. But you manage to catch yourself before you fall. You stand looking. There are two braziers that have hot coals sitting in them that provide dim light within this place. At the center of this, you see a beautiful stone basin with water in it on its surface that appears to be completely undisturbed. It is pristine surface. You can see to your right this entire area appears to have been dug out crudely with pickaxes and shovels.
I'm sure that took a
But
while.
you can clearly see that there's a section of the KLAQ sewer and water drains that have been broken into. And it's probably clogging a bunch of water from actually being able to use this drain. This drain is currently completely unusable. It's probably playing havoc on the street above.
There's no way out through that drain?
Oh,
No.
quite the opposite.
You can just see the stone facework of what the sewer system would be. The rest of it's just hewn earth.
I'll
I
hop
don't know
down.
why there's piss water in the streets.
You climb down the ladder?
No, I'm hopping down.
Oh,
So,
I'm
unfurling
climbing
your
down the
wings, or
ladder.
you just jump?
I'm furling my wings.
Okay.
There was enough space to unfurl your
You
wings.
can, go to roll me an acrobatics check.
11? Maybe a 10.
Maybe a 10?
Maybe a 10.
10's still good enough. You land next to Arnos, and it's standing is like, oh, my knees! Oh, superhero landing, super impractical.
I don't superhero land.
Looking around, it
Flaps.
seems to be
You're flat.
a very mundane chamber. It's If Thraka were to stand in here, he would have to hunch. It's maybe 6.5 feet tall at the highest point. But it's roughly hewn, so looks like some of the sections of the wall are just, you can easily snag your head on some of these outcroppings of rock. The only thing that really catches your eye in this room, besides those very nice looking braziers, is that stone basin with that pristine water.
I'll go examine it.
Okay.
Are you sure
you look into the water?
to?
Yeah.
This
Okay.
room's creepy.
So while he's doing that, you watch him walk up and he bends down and looks into the basin. What are you doing while he does that? Are you still just investigating
Spear and
the area?
sword pointed straight at him.
Okay.
You go nuts, I'm stabbing you.
And you two up top.
That means you would stab me now, because I'm... Never mind.
What are you two doing?
Make a hole! Jump down.
Jump down. There's a ladder there if you want.
They jump down.
Okay. So acrobatics check.
I didn't actually move. Though at that prompting I might have. Oh God, thank God that wasn't that one.
That's a heavy cannonball.
17 from acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Acrobatics?
Yeah, it's strength, right?
No, dex.
Oh hell no.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
So that would be 7 plus 6.
So 13. Yeah.
Wow.
You bam land behind him and
You're trained in acrobatics?
Yep.
Dear God.
What?
Not a fighter, he's a
squat
ballerina.
nimbleness.
Oh.
You land behind him with a crunching thud.
You just see her up here.
He lands at
So,
first.
Thraka, you are alone in this space. Smell still kind of clogging your nose. Roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, that's a mighty 4 there, sir.
Okay. You're looking down at trying to decide whether or not you're going to climb down the ladder. We'll get to that in just a second. Flynn, you bend down and you look into the water. It's stone surface. The water itself is crystal clear and you can clearly see the stone beneath it. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then that's a strange reflection of light. As you see it just appear, and then a second, and then a much larger third. I'd like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
9.
Oh,
Say
that's
hi to Dad.
15 so far, I think.
Squiddly McSquiddlefuck is...
Squiddly McSquiddlefuck.
I've got a lot of names for him. He never told me
15
his
so
name.
far.
15.
Is that a fail?
Now no one can see.
Yes. So you're 2d4.
Nice view of the side of that building. And maybe a little bit of Thraka.
18.
18 is exactly what you needed.
Thank you, Mommy!
You stare into these pinpoints of light,
By the nut hair.
and you can't figure out what they are until you see the largest one
For us, I believe.
blink. Then a strange, almost hourglass-like iris appears at the center of this, and you realize it is a trio of eyes. And as it looks upon you, you feel compelled to take your face and press it into the stone basin. But at the last possible moment, with your long hair blowing next to your face and touching the water, you manage to grip the sides when you hear your mother's voice scream inside your head, "No!" And you stop, hovering with your nose an inch from the water. What do?
Get the fuck away from the basin.
You pull up from the basin and, oh, Jesus Christ. At this point, I would like each of you, as Thraka, you watch as you turn around to put your foot on the ladder to make your way down. You look up, and standing in the doorway, you see a roped figure in a tattered robe of yellow, with a overcloak on top of that robe, also of yellow. The bare bit of light that you have from the sun sword beaming out of the hole barely illuminates the writhing mass of squirming grubs that make up the entirety of this creature's face. I would like each of you to go ahead and roll me a... Let me pull it up. I believe it's Constitution, but let me check.
Sounds
Creepy.
familiar.
Mommy
A
said.
Constitution saving throw from each of you, please.
Is that just me? Hester the Yellow.
Ah, you terrible.
Hester the Yellow out of Cthulhu mythos. Because I don't want to.
Now, at this point, each of you has gotten the benefit of the Gorman feat from a Rotmere. So each of you will have advantage on the Constitution saving throw.
Not at all.
Okay, so that's a 21. Actually, no. With the robe, it's the cloak. It's a 22.
Mine's all of a 10.
18. Okay, I'm at a 31.
God damn! I shoot you with poison. That
Okay,
tickled
I
my
rolled
balls.
really badly. Okay, so, what'd you roll?
31.
God.
10.
10?
22, and I felt good about it until he spoke.
27.
Okay, so,
Who cares about that?
Arnos.
That's a stout bastard.
you take 30 points of necrotic damage.
My charisma will do that.
The rest of you take 15 points of necrotic damage.
Blue.
God, you are stout as fuck.
As a wave of sickening, nauseous energy buffets into each of you. And you feel it grasp upon part of your soul and trying to wrench it away.
Ow.
And that's where we're going to take our break.
Ah, you cheat.
Alright, so we'll be back here in about 15-20 minutes. And we'll be starting with initiative rolls when we get back.
Can I roll mine now?
No.
You know,
Mommy saved me.
Yes, she did.
barely. I'll tell you what, one thing.
Yes, she did. I was like, if Vince sticks his
Is that
face,
true?
if Vince goes to look in that, he has the best opportunity to pass that.
Is that 2 die 4? How's that?
If you can hear us, Kyle, go ahead and turn on the screen, please.
Oh, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body.
No, that's hashtag me too.
We heard that song today.
I know not everybody's got a body like me.
You can do it.
Okay, so welcome back
But I gotta think twice.
to our Dyson Dudes stream. We are gearing up to go ahead and get right deep into this current combat. This is going to be fairly interesting. Let's go ahead and slide that other map over this way, please.
Right. Now it's going to block the cameras.
Suck. Aha.
Okay, so we'll move this one this
Why don't
way.
we
seen on this one?
rotate it?
We have to rotate it. We will rotate
Because
it.
me on camera blocks. Oh.
Let's
you
see.
and Paul.
Well,
Hey.
let's see how this goes, and we'll see about whether or not we can adjust or not.
There we go. I think we good.
That's the problem with the tall, narrow thing.
Yeah.
Nope, that's not it.
They're top heavy.
There we go.
Yep. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do.
So?
Building.
Ah, right. Anyway.
Look nice and pretty. No, the whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing?
May as well.
You could just pull top floors. Top floors will work. And it'll be there. Never mind. There's a chimney.
Yeah, yeah, chimney on that one. There, that one has a chimney.
Dear Lord, dude. This is like the most intricate, awesome D&D shit ever.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, after feeling that wave of energy, and Thraka with you being right here, and this thing being right here,
I thought that was a cut.
Initiative.
we are going to go ahead and start with initiative.
Saka.
Oh, that's fun.
That's one of the things you can use the coin on.
I will use a charge of the coin.
Okay.
Be nice, dice, be nice.
Okay. That is.
All right. So, 20 to 25.
What did I get?
12 plus whatever.
Okay. So 14.
20 to 25. Nobody.
Nobody.
15 to 20.
Nobody.
Nobody. Oh, this is going to be interesting. 10 to 15.
13!
14.
13.
So it's me, then him, then him. Because I got 13, he got 13. But
You got 14, right?
14.
14.
Yeah,
So
so-
14.
14,
so
13,
14,
13.
Rotmir, Arnos. Thraka got... Okay, so Thraka's last.
Yeah, but I've got that nice plus 8 to initiative. Too bad I can't roll for shit on initiative.
Alrighty.
Maybe I should have given you the coin. Damn.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, I would be sitting on a 5.
So, starting off with Flynn.
The fuck?
The fuck?
Okay, fly back up the hole.
Okay, so you could go 5, 10. Are you going to try to climb the hole? Or
No,
are you
fly up.
Trying to fly up? Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 gets you, as he's literally like ready to step down, you just come up right behind him.
30.
Okay?
Holy aura quickened.
All right.
And then... Actually, we'll go 30. So somebody is not in the line of fire. And then stick lightning bolt.
Stick.
All right.
Staff of power.
Oh,
Secure.
okay. Staff of power.
If a magic deck does, it's the same thing, but just rapidly, multiple times. It makes everyone cry.
I can put some fireballs in there if you want.
Okay, so suddenly light erupts around you. This golden radius just explodes behind you, and you feel energy wash over you that suddenly you have a hankering to play cards or dice, maybe gamble a little bit today. Who do you want? Do you want anyone to shed light?
Everybody.
Okay, so everybody, you have advantage on all your saving throws. Other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Is this
Okay.
just for Flynn?
No, this is for
It's all of
everybody.
us.
Even that guy?
No.
No, he's not friendly.
Yeah, he is not friendly. This is only friendly people. Okay, and then stick lightning bolt, correct?
Stick lightning bolt.
Okay,
I
go
don't
ahead and
know.
roll
Rocket's pretty
your.
hostile a lot of the time.
Alrighty.
Forty.
40.
40.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage.
It casts at 5th level.
Alrighty. Electrical energy cascades up and out of the staff, originating from the head of the staff, travels down into his outstretched arm, into his chest, and out the other side as he pushes his hand forward. It snaps across the room and strikes a creature in the chest. And where it touches its robe, you can see its face, with that writhing mass of grubs, begins to shift and move more. You hear a strange from the creature.
Hey, camera. Either scoot it closer or tilt it out, one of the two.
That's
And-
use of a monster
Little
can, by the
closer.
way.
Thundergut, what are you doing?
I'm going to fly.
With your wing boots.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to go 5, 10, 15 puts you right here.
Can I pop out right here?
You can pop out on this side, yes, right here. For 15.
20, 25, 30. I want to do a furious charge.
Okay.
Okay, so for this one attack, for the first attack, I add 2 die 4 to it.
Tim, contrast on that thing.
Robe of Arcane Storing affect this, since I cast it on myself?
No.
Okay.
Damn, that was going for 15 too.
17?
That would be gross.
It's a 4th level or lower for the rope.
Change that too?
17?
It doesn't even
17? 17 is...
I mean,
17 is a hit.
8 hours of
Yeah, right.
Okay.
8 hours.
Sunbeam was a little gross.
Do you want me to separate my damage?
Yeah, it was.
Yes, please.
What?
Okay,
For 8
so
hours.
It increases by a time increment, and since Sunbeam's like...
So
oh no, it's an hour of
16
Sunbeam.
magic damage. No.
Just prolonged hyper beam.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
11 magic damage. And 6 cold damage. And does silver do anything?
No.
Okay. So that's my first attack with the Furious Charge. My second attack. Natural 20.
Alrighty.
So that is an 8.
15 on damage dice.
You can avoid it.
15. So that's 20 magical damage
Okay.
and 5 cold
You
damage.
should have...
Okay.
What plus is your hammer?
Does it have a damage plus as well as a hit plus?
It's +1, but it's 4 + 1 is 5.
Ah.
Ah, okay.
Third attack?
And third attack. 14.
14 is a miss.
Magic coin.
That is number 2. That is definitely a hit.
That is a hit.
15 plus.
15 plus.
So 11 magical damage and 6 cold damage.
I think he likes your coin.
Alrighty. Any other actions for you, Ramir?
The mark.
Okay, bonus action mark. Unwavering mark, correct? So, Arnos.
Let's see. How far is it up that tunnel?
From where you are right now, it's 15 feet to get up top.
Okay, then I'll fly up and over to that guy. I should have enough movement for that.
So 15, 20,
I have 25
25,
for that.
30. Yep. You can get right there. It
And
is.
I will jab him with the spear.
Okay, actually, sorry. Real quick. Before the start of your turn, it's going to spend one of its legendary actions.
Oh, you suck.
And it is going to. It raises its robed arm And as it extends towards you, you can see a writhing mass of what looks to be slimy grubs, about between 4 and 8 inches long each.
So it's just a body of worms.
That's what it looks like. That is a 24 to hit.
Disadvantage.
That is correct. 24 to hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Same number again.
That I need
I
a Constitution.
have protection against writhy, wormy.
You need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Is it a spell?
No.
Okay, 21.
21. Okay. That is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Minus 3.
Alrighty. So now, Arnos, you get up to where you're at.
Let's see. Time to do the hokey pokey and stab this guy through the fucking face with the spear.
Okay.
And that is. Ew, that could be better. Spear of the Desert Wind, that's a 16.
16 is a barely a miss.
That sucks. Spear again. That's a natural 18.
Natural 18 is a hit.
And I'm pretty sure. Do I get sneak attack damage against this damn thing?
It is adjacent to your
Ally.
ally, so yes.
I was mostly questioning whether or not I would be denied it for any creature reason, but.
No, that's pretty much gone.
Okay, that's nice. 10 plus 15 points of damage, reaps.
Okay. As you stick it inside the creature, you said 15 damage? You say the command word. It anchors itself into place, and the tip of it falls to the ground.
That's what it usually does.
No, the tip of the blade, it's not holding the creature.
The spear didn't
The spear hits the ground.
And it's got
Any other
one
actions?
writhy worm.
Oh, that is your bonus, your move, and your stance.
Literally everything.
Okay.
So.
So at the end of your turn, it's going to use
So-
a second legendary action.
So grappling that thing is worthless. Yep.
You
And
stab one worm.
it is going to go ahead and
I don't like this.
it is going. It raises its other strange-looking, massive worm arms, and purple energy emanates from the front of it. Three different beams arc off of it and attack. Counterspell?
Counterspell.
Burn the spell.
Third level.
Yeah, burn the spell.
17.
It, you hear it, but it doesn't really actually make any noise. So now on its turn, you see its head turn towards you and looks directly at you. Inside the writhing mass of insects and grubs in its face, you see 3 pinpoints of light.
Counterspell?
Right. Keep one.
Oh, and don't forget your sorcery points too.
Yes. Sorry.
And you hear inside your mind, the master has need of you.
You bastard.
We're going to go ahead and move this out of the way as this is no longer going to be important. We are going to move this back. Let us go ahead and readjust. If you guys can put those awesome looking buildings back on here, please. That would be fantastic.
They still block those side cameras.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so never mind. We'll leave those there. You guys would just imagine how cool that terrain is. All right. Now it is the Lava Mage's turn.
Here we go.
And it is going to go ahead and it is going to cast one of its spells.
Mage Slayer.
You wish.
Legendary action, nope.
Right.
I was thinking about picking up Mage Slayer. I don't know.
Not a bad one.
It's not a bad feat.
It's not a bad feat
You
at
get a
all.
feat next level.
Thraka, I need
Counterspell?
you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Counterspell.
Okay? Roll it.
Well, he's always throwing them out at his highest level, so.
So 5th level, and then.
Yep.
What's the thing for counterspell?
Arcana.
Plus your Arcana.
plus
Arcana.
So 9, I guess?
9.
Or plus 5, I think it would be 9.
So 9. As you reach out and try to cancel its spell, it's too powerful. The spell goes through. Make a wisdom saving throw,
which means
please.
at least advantage.
15 plus Warlock. It's not one of your saves.
Yeah, plus 1 maybe.
15 plus 1 off that, and then plus the cloak is 17.
17. You feel a familiar presence inside your mind. And for but a moment, you turn and look at Flynn, and hatred flares in your heart. But you're able to shake off the effect.
Holy
Now,
aura is
this
the
thing
shit.
is going to go ahead and it is going to use its bonus action to back up.
Provoke?
Nope.
Does it hold the line?
Nope. This is basically teleportation.
So it's not movement.
Yeah, it's not movement. I should say it's a bonus action, does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That is its turn. Thraka. This thing suddenly shifts outside.
No, hold the line's a reaction. Attack of opportunity.
Yeah, it doesn't provoke reactions.
At least not in that one.
Can I move at least to the door that's open?
Yeah, you can move. It's 20 feet away.
Have ours black tentacles?
Okay. As you move up into that space, you turn around and go to cast your spell, and you see the man from earlier. Bald head, still grimy as all hell. As you turn and look at him, his form changes and writhes. 2 arms sprout beneath the arms he already has, claws extending onto his fingers, and he pounces at you.
Should have killed him. Should have killed him.
That is going to be a 20 and a 17.
20 hits, 17 misses.
Okay.
Disadvantage on both of those.
So the 20 plus, so 20 and 20, and yeah, already missed. Missed even worse. That is.
I'm trying to keep you alive.
You're already saving his life with that advantage.
He's not gonna. He's gonna hit.
That is 15 points of slashing damage. And now that this creature stands before you, you recognize this thing. It is the same strange creatures that you saw within the Towering Wood that were phasing through trees and attacking you all.
Oh, so this wasn't.
Draka. Ivar's Black Tentacles?
Yep. Now they're both in the square.
And
Yes,
none of us
they
can get
are.
line of sight.
Well, there was a window on one of those walls.
We can't move through each other, can we?
No, sure we can.
Yeah, you can. Okay.
Can't move through
And
them.
where do you wanna focus it?
Technically, you can. But you don't need to move through them. Especially when you have a high speed.
So right here in this space?
Yeah, to where.
Okay. That'll be 5, 10, 15, 20. That'll be inside the room. So in that space, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. It's going to put you'll be outside of it right here. Okay, that's just there. All right. So,
What does that spell do?
okay.
Do you ever watch
Suddenly,
hentai?
black tentacles erupt
DC
from the ground
17?
and
I
begin
know the-
rising around. Yeah, they're affected on the start of their turn.
Restrained and 40-10 damage. Or
Do they
something
take the
like
bludgeoning damage right out?
At the start of their turn.
Like constricting damage?
Yeah, it's when they enter or start their turn there. So at the start of their turn, they're going to take that. Thraka, you have 5 feet of movement left, and you have a bonus action still if you'd like to take it. Nope.
that. Oh, what the hell? I can sleep before I need it.
Action surge.
Okay.
Action surge is done, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast into the main squiddly.
Okay, all 3?
Yep.
Roll a hit.
And that's going to be 16,
16 is a miss.
18,
18's a hit.
21.
21's a hit. Damage on both of those, please. So D10 plus 4 on both. What is your charisma? 18 or 17?
It's 18.
18, so
it's
plus
gonna be plus 8 overall.
Yep.
So it's going to be 15 plus 8 is...
23.
Yep, 23.
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty.
And then with the remaining bit of my movement, I'm going to step back. So if someone...
That will provoke an attack of opportunity, though.
Don't worry about it. I got this.
Which
Okay.
potentially have cover from that.
At the start of its turn, it is going to go ahead and it is going to do its out of phase movement. This thing suddenly looks like it's becoming incorporeal for a moment, and it passes through you. It goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, ends there, and then attacks you. Each of you, as it passes through, takes 7 points of force damage.
I do not miss you assholes.
Then you Arnos, it's going to take its 2 attacks on you. Wow, that's pretty good. So first one, that is a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
With disadvantage?
That's with disadvantage. Second one with disadvantage is a 22.
That's a hit.
16 and a 13.
I'm going to pop a warding maneuver for one of those hits.
Sure, I'll allow it. So the 22?
Plus 5 to your AC.
What was that? Hit 22?
Yep.
That would. What, plus 5? That would do it.
Okay.
Minus season.
As it passes through you, it reaches towards you, completely catching you off guard as it passed through your body and then attacked you from almost from behind. As it reaches for your face, you see one of its claws are knocked away as Rotmir jumps forward with his shield and smashes its hand, but its other claw still finds its mark. That is 15 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And that is going to end its turn. Oh, I would have had a...
Ow.
I had advantage against you and disadvantage, so it would have nullified, but we're already past that. Flynn, we're over to you. Thundergut, you're on deck.
Right
Level 2 guiding bolt.
Here, yeah.
Okay, at the guy you can see. Roll to hit, please, with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
Me? 18.
18. Right as you're aiming, you feel laughter in your mind, and it throws your aim off. The bolt slamming to the wall next to the thing's head. The downside of the coin. You still have movement and a bonus action.
Move up there.
Okay. You rush past.
Staying out of...
It has a 10-foot reach. And you fought these things before, so you would know that. Their arms are long.
Oops. Knocked the mirror down.
Is there anything right here?
No, you're fine.
Run up to that wall.
Okay. Thundergut. And then Arnos, you're on deck.
I really can't get a avenue to hit that guy, can
Yeah, you can move past him and end right here.
I? I'd be in the tentacles now.
You would be in the tentacles. But you don't know the tentacles are there.
Ah, that's right.
So what would Thundergut do? Would he rush out, or would he stay to fight, defend Arnos?
Well, I don't have the subtle thing, so I would have had to like yell out something to have it done.
Well, yeah, but he still, you do your arcane incantation, but he doesn't know what you're doing.
My incantations are like squiggly and shit, though. Like, I'm not the smartest man.
But he has no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, you're just yelling random retarded shit.
Squiggly! Where do you want to go? I got you. Where do you want to
It's
go?
funny that an Eldritch Being picked me to be its favorite servant or whatever, and when it's like, I am all powerful, I am all knowing, and me just like rock his butt itches.
Yeah, Furious Charge.
So you're going to go flat and then Furious Charge.
Yeah.
Okay, so on Furious Charge, it's not extra damage, it has the strength saving throw.
No. There's an extra 2d4 to
Okay.
that first hit.
Okay, according to D&D Beyond,
Okay, then they've changed it from...
let me see,
The book.
A strength save for what?
to be knocked prone. Cavalier. Okay, so Cavalier.
level 15.
You can run down whether you're mounted or not. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line right before attacking a creature and you hit with the attack, target must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC 8 plus your proficiency plus your strength modifier to be knocked prone. You need to use this feature only on once of each of your turns.
Okay. I misread that one. So, it would be 4, 9... it would be 19, DC 19.
Okay? So your strength is plus 4, and your so 9 plus 8 is 17.
17.
Okay, so make note of that. Go ahead and roll a hit. And this thing has to make its saving throw. Oh, that's a no.
16.
16. 16 is a miss, sadly.
Okay, last use of the coin.
Okay.
Last use. Dan, did it roll worse? Wait, what is that?
No, it's not a reroll. It would be
16.
24.
24. 24 is a hit.
Okay, so
And that is a fail. This thing is knocked prone.
Dunk. Take that.
okay, so melee attacks have advantage.
Yes, but you still do damage.
Okay, so 6 magic damage and 6 cold damage.
Okay.
It's like a bowling ball. A big fucking
Alrighty.
metal clad, roaring bearded
Okay,
bowling
my
ball.
second. Miss.
Next attack.
Third. Hit.
Oh, that's a hit. Good God.
Uh,
That's 18
7
points.
magic damage and 5 cold damage.
Alright.
Bonus action, action surge.
Roll the hit.
Murder it! Murder it dead!
25.
25 is a hit. Damage.
11 magic damage and 1 cold damage.
Okay.
Does silver
Next.
anything does?
You also know that your cold is not very effective either.
Okay. 23.
Hit.
6 magic damage and 2 cold damage.
Okay.
23 again.
Another hit.
11 magic damage and 2 cold damage.
Alrighty.
Lumber's got really good at melee weapons.
And that is your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
So Arnos.
Right, well, Reaps, we try to make the spear go back to normal, and I'm cutting it with the Sun Sword.
Okay.
Remember how you talked how you do fencing or whatever with the rapier and you just like slice? That's what he does with
You have advantage on the attack. So you will have a sneak attack.
There we go. That is, too bad I'm not a fighter, because that's a 19 plus.
19 is a hit.
For absolute max damage on that melee hit. Jeez. Where are you, Sun Sword? That is 16. 21 points of damage of radiant damage.
No.
Well, actually, no.
These are aberrant.
31 points of radiant damage.
31 total?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
The first attack. Get rid of you.
Jesus Christ, chicken, you are angry.
I rolled fucking near max too often.
One of its, as you swing, it goes to roll on the way, and you take one of its hands clear off of its body.
Right then.
Yamori's revenge.
Right? That was almost a 20, you bastard. That is a 24.
24 is a hit.
Or
Damage.
near max damage again. That is one off of max. 15 plus 20 points of radiant damage.
Challenging the angsty wrath of his predecessor.
Yeah, as it rolls and goes to try to stand up, you stick your blade into its side. As it roars in pain, you pull out, leaving seemingly no wound in its body, but you can just see it diminish.
Oh, son of a bitch.
What?
That would have been a 19 to hit.
Oops.
Yep. New magic item.
So now is the Lava Mage. So the Lava Mage needs to make a...
The Labrador Mage?
Larval mage.
Labradoodle.
let me see, I believe...
Wow.
So at least know what the yellow
Dexterity
one was that
saving
goes in the
throw.
journal.
Okay.
Squiggly.
It's working out.
And
The second you said someone's walking in.
go ahead and roll your 3d6 damage.
Nick, squiddly damage.
Is it an attack?
No, it starts the turn there, so you're going to roll your damage?
3d6.
3d6 damage to myself?
No, to it.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
You squiddlied it. 11.
11 damage?
Mm-hmm. And it, see if it gets entangled?
It does not.
It's immune.
The tentacles seem as if they're having trouble grasping the individual thousands of grubs that make up this creature. This thing is going to go ahead because it's already used that, and it's already done that. So, oh, and I haven't been using its legendary actions. That's okay, because I'm going to use its legendary actions right now for something good. All right. So,
I just hentai the Oogie Boogie man off.
I need a dexterity saving throw from you, please.
So,
No.
go ahead.
Disadvantage.
Advantage.
You have advantage on all your saving throws right now.
Get out of my face. So +1 for my cloak is 17.
17. You take 21 points of necrotic damage. You are blinded and restrained.
Was this a spell?
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
As it literally spews grubs all over your face, and the creatures begin biting at your eyes and crawling all over you.
Has anybody else here seen Feast? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Slither.
No, I was thinking
I'm
that scene in
thinking Slither.
Speed.
Yeah, it's like Slither. It's like
Too
blows
bad
all
I'm
over
not
your
a
body.
tiefling, because tieflings can just like...
Oh, so you mean he's a
So,
hunter from
From
Halo?
Then, at that point,
Only
it is
without
going to
the
go
armor.
ahead and it is going
And a
to
propensity for charging and
back
dashing.
up here.
It's turn within if arts.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Thraka, you are
Tentacles,
up.
Tentacles.
Blinded and restrained, so saving throw?
Are you gonna? You're blind and restrained. You still have your action.
I don't know how to like get this shit off of me in a timely manner. I'm going to... Would Thunderstep knock him off of me?
The things on you? No. And Thunderstep is a teleportation, so you can move, but wherever you move to,
You're
end your
restrained,
turn,
yeah.
you're still restrained.
I guess these things are probably immune to being frightened, so fear wouldn't work.
Are they immune to being shoved backwards?
Well, they're on my face and stuff. I'm trying to think of somebody could like...
It's not like a separate creature.
Oh,
it's
okay,
just-
so it's a spell. Okay.
It's a spell-like ability.
Whatever's clever.
So what are you gonna do, Thraka?
If it was a spell, I would
I
have
need an answer.
Going to do, he's within 10 feet, right?
Nope. He is now 20 feet away from you.
I'm just gonna fire an Eldritch Blast in his general
Okay.
direction.
You are blinded, but you feel the luck of Elandra as you first aim and then no, he must be there. Go ahead and roll your 3 attacks. You have advantage and disadvantage, so they're straight rolls.
Good boy, Godchild. That's a hit, because 18 plus 9, 18 plus 9.
Yep.
So those are two 27s, and 18, or I mean 6 plus 9 is 15, which is a miss.
So 2 hits and a miss. Damage, please. So 2d10 plus 8.
5 plus...
13 damage.
So 13 damage. Okay, you can't see, and it's out of your line of sight now. Okay.
I'm going to take a step back, though.
No, your speed is 0.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll a saving throw, please. This is a dexterity saving throw. You are currently restrained, so you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, but you have advantage, so it's a straight roll.
Did I hear him cast?
Who? You heard him cast.
No, the other one.
It didn't cast anything.
Ah, okay.
A 7's not going to make it.
It is not going to make it. That is going to end that turn. At the end of your turn, this thing is going to use all 3 of its legendary actions to have these grubs burrow deeper into your body. You take 16 points of necrotic damage, and that happens, which none of you guys can see. It is now the Foulspawn Wrangler's turn, and this thing is going to stand up, almost discorporating as it does so. This thing is so utterly pissed off at you, it is going to use its Flurry of Claws at you specifically.
Okay.
Minus an arm.
Fuck that guy.
And it is going to go ahead and phase through you with its Flurry of Claws, not provoking attack of opportunity. Coming up on the other side of you, you take 1 point of force damage.
Okay.
And now it's 6 attacks. All with disadvantage. 17.
Nope.
17.
Nope.
20.
Nope.
24.
Yes.
Natural 20 to 5. So 14.
Nope.
And last attack, natural 20 to 13 is 23.
2.
2 hits. Alrighty.
23 hits you?
That is his AC.
That's what he's saying. Tie goes to
Uh,
the attacker.
9, so that is 12. And 18 is 30 points of slashing damage. Minus 6 is 24.
24.
24 points of slashing
I
damage to
saved
you.
you 2 crits.
And that is, yes, you did. And a whole bunch of hits. I was rolling 19 and 5, 18 and 4, you know. Flynn, weird to you with Thunder Gun on deck.
Alrighty, I'm going to take the hit to get outside.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a strength, or dexterity saving throw, sorry.
11 or 11, so 14.
What's your spell save DC?
17.
17. So you're going to get right here and
Would I make a
stop.
concentration saving throw anyways because of the I don't have
Oh,
forecast.
actually going to make a concentration saving
That
throw.
would be
you
like
are correct.
2 of them, right?
You've taken 2 damage, so yes, 2 of them.
8 would mean the spell gets
Well,
broken.
no, 8 plus your con. What's your con?
My con?
Yeah, your constitution.
Plus 2, so 10.
10 does it. Do it again. 10 is what you need.
That's a 7.
7. So it is gone. So
I've never hoped for it in
as
one
you
spell
go
to
outside, you see the black tentacles rising up and just fall to the ground like inky darkness and almost splash into the ground wordlessly, returning to the shadows from whence they came.
Yay! I didn't need
I've
that
never
save
hoped for a
after all.
spell of mine to fucking fail until then. When I hear,
What are
I'm
you
going to
gonna
go
do?
out there and take a
Eh.
provoke.
Yeah, fireball.
Okay. So dexterity saving throw, is correct?
Yep.
Level 3.
Yep.
And this is from you, correct?
This is from me.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage,
All of
please.
Those little worms are little pop intense heat.
That'd be
Not
nice. Because they are in me. They are in me.
30.
30. Okay. You see flames lick against its robes, singeing the edges. You see a couple of the grubs on its body writhe, and you see one of it on its forehead explodes out. This strange inky gore just splattering onto the ground.
Oh, that was gross.
Oh, those are in me.
You still have a bonus action?
yeah.
Okay. Thundergut. Oh no, it's your own deck.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around.
They're in me.
Eh.
Okay.
Just keep them away from my butt. Away from my butt.
They're wet. They're already.
21.
21 is a hit.
So
Presumably burn when they
11
are- don't
magic
want the damage, you can
damage
avoid it.
and 5 cold damage.
This guy's not looking very good.
That's going for a 19.
That is cocked. Go to reroll it.
Yeah, it sucks. Go for a 19.
Miss.
And last attack.
20.
Crit.
Natural 20.
Crit.
That makes up
So
for it.
15
8 plus
plus
7,
modifier.
so 15. 21 plus 5 is 26 points of damage.
Rotmere has plus
5.
5, so it would be 20.
That 6 is cold, so.
6 is cold.
Yep, so... okay,
20
so-
magical and 5
So
cold.
20 magical.
Ooh.
Alrighty. The cold damage doesn't seem to be doing much to it, but that bashing hammer, one of its arms you hit right in the elbow as it goes to jump out of the way, and you crush it, its arm falling uselessly at its side. It is now down to 5 attacks.
I vote to change his name in the Facebook chat.
Unwavering mark as well?
Senior
Alrighty.
Mallywap.
Thundergut, is that it for you?
Bonus.
That's what it does, Mallywap.
3 attacks.
Bam, bam.
With my free
Yeah, bam.
action, I'm going to still holding the hammer go.
Okay. As you, Gah!
Here, buddy.
And this thing, as you do that, Arnos,
Move me to flanking.
I like this froggy cocky right here. Just
Alright, spear.
you're hanging around one too
Okay,
much.
good. I was thinking of the wrong creature. I almost did something wrong. Go ahead.
Spear. That is a natural 15 plus.
That is going to hit. Damage.
All right.
9
Reaps.
plus damage.
Reaps.
Okay.
Plus 5, so 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
And it now has to make a strength. Well, it will eventually.
You know the spear
No, I
does not
don't.
work on these creatures.
No, I
You
don't.
attempted this on the last Mangler.
I've never actually tried one.
Yeah, the
You
last
did.
Mangler you tried it, when it phases it goes
I don't
until
think
it
it should be
phases.
able to phase, honestly, but I'll go ahead and use that.
Remember,
Right.
it helps against teleportation magic. Different thing.
I suppose that's
These aren't the creatures it was made to fight.
It's almost plane shifting instead of demon.
literally an actual planar creature, but I guess it's damage.
Yeah. No, you did damage.
Yeah. Did you get my damage?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got your first one.
That's a nat one on the other side. Spear plus 10, 17.
17 is a match.
Sweet.
Damage.
For 10, 15 points of damage.
This thing does not look good. As you stab it, your spear goes through its stomach.
Well,
it goes to grab a hold of it and you pull it out. This thing is not looking good.
Flurry of blows.
Go ahead, roll a hit.
Yeah! That is. Wait,
You have advantage.
Oh, right. Good point.
Weak die.
Oh, you shit! That is 24.
24 is a hit.
That rolls right off that 20.
More fists than North Star.
Yeah, right? 7 points of damage.
As
There. Oh, I guess I don't need the other one. Yeah.
as you come up to this, as you stab and pull out the creature, you see it stop and drop onto one knee. As it does, you drop your spear, reach around, grab its toothy head, and wrench it as hard as you can. You hear a sickening pop, and it falls to the ground, lifeless.
Right.
Well
I'm
then.
gonna
After,
moving to the door.
by the time you reach the door, this thing has already begun to melt into the wood. You can hear the sickening splatter of its body on the stone floor beneath you.
Moving to the door.
After your turn, no, it's already used it, so
Right.
now it's the Larva Mage's turn. Resets its legendary actions. So now it's the Larva Mage's turn, and the Larva Mage is going to move here. And now I need. Hold
to
on.
use that.
Let me see if that. Let's see if it recharges. It does not recharge.
Just martial arts.
So this thing is instead going to go ahead and look at you.
Already said it.
Reaches out its hand, and 3 beams of energy streak out from it. Okay.
It's like, you know the drill.
You don't even need to bother.
Okay.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Yep. Draka.
I did that. Oh.
My turn?
Counter spell.
Oh, and sorry. Draka, at the start of your turn is 13, 15, 16, 20. 20 points of necrotic damage.
And don't forget to move me towards the door.
How far?
How far is I assume I probably have like 25, 30 feet of movement left.
What about second wind?
How far did you want to go past where he is?
I would have gone past where he is if I had.
Yeah, you'd be right at the opening of the door.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so I would have gone as far as possible.
Second wind is my bonus action.
Okay, roll your d10 plus 5.
What's your fire level?
Yep, plus 5.
Oh my.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Roll,
Okay.
roll a different one.
It didn't go off. It's right here.
7.
Plus 5 is 12.
12
So-
hit points.
So add 12 hit points to that.
I'm sensing the deficit here. Since he hasn't moved, well, that I could tell. Do Eldritch Blast at him again?
It's same thing. You have that as you're like there, and you just naturally have a feeling that it's over there. So you're rolling straight rolls because you have advantage and disadvantage.
So the 3 is not going to hit. However,
He
21
doesn't
and
have
21.
advantage from me.
For your
Saving throws.
I thought it was attack roll. Oh no,
Saving
it's
throws.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage on
Sorry, you should
attacks
have been
against him.
disadvantage on all of these attacks. So let's go reroll them all.
Yeah, just roll extra ones because the disadvantage on the.
Yeah, roll the disadvantage on those two. So just roll an extra die twice.
One's going to be a hit still.
Okay, and the other one?
Going to be an
18.
18 is going to be a hit, so still
So
2
they're both
hits.
2 hits.
Work that
So
out.
that's 2d10 plus 8.
Oh.
8 plus 2 plus 8 is
18. Now that you two are out there, you can see this thing writhing mass, you see his eldritch energy hit it, and you see a couple of these things fall off of its body. It doesn't appear to be as affected as it should have been. Go to roll your saving throw, please.
It's in me, Flynn. Get it out.
It's going to be, now this will be a straight roll, because you have advantage and disadvantage.
It's in me. They're getting in me. The fucking bugs. 20.
That's you finally managed to rip them off of your body. You are no longer blind. You are no longer restrained.
You're grabbing their tails and you're pulling them out of your body.
Oh, shut up.
As
You filthy little monkeys.
and you kick them off of your
Grab the
legs,
tail.
you're now able to move. Well, at the end of your turn, instead of doing what it was going to do, it's now going to go ahead and use one legendary action to go ahead and do another Eldritch Blast. 2 at you and 1 at you. So the 2 at you.
Disadvantage?
Disadvantage on attacks
Yep.
against me.
That is 17 to hit.
Oh, that'll hit.
Okay, and
Just roll a 1 and you'll miss.
maybe a 13.
Still hits.
Okay, so that's 2 hits, and then 1
My AC
on
is a 13.
Arnos
Yeah.
with disadvantage. With disadvantage, that is a 20.
That is a hit.
Okay, so all right.
Of course it's a hit.
I'm going to
How
pop
could
a
I
warning
know?
maneuver.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that's
ward
the
me.
point.
Yeah, you wish. Okay, so the 2 on you. Okay, 18 damage total, and the 1 on you, 4 damage. I rolled 1.
So apparently my damage output blind
that one
and
is
squiggly.
done. Flynn,
It's
we
higher
are to
than
your
him.
turn.
Not blind and squiggly. Well, he's made squiggly, but still.
You suck.
Fireball.
Quicken level fireball, level 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, where are you dropping this fireball?
10 feet behind it.
Okay. Just so you guys know, at this point, and you've noticed, the side of this building here is currently on fire.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm about to take care of that.
Ow!
You'll see. Don't worry about
Go
it.
ahead.
Calm your
And
tits.
it needs its dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yeah.
19, right?
Bricks.
Uh,
That last little piggy wasn't
Flames
just
of
saying
Hell.
Die, Worma man.
Oh, sadness and despair.
I see a lot of ones in that.
Yeah.
That is a sad fireball.
32.
Okay.
Still 32 points of damage.
It's
so
not.
that's
It's
sad,
still not
clearly.
looking so good at this point. Its mass has decreased in size noticeably at this point.
And now, since I feel bad about burning things, I'm going to go ahead and drop a cone of cold from the Staff of Power.
Okay.
Cone cold. Sorry, building.
And that is a Constitution save or Dexterity again, right?
Con, I think.
Yeah, resist the cold.
The building rolls con save.
Right. That thing's enormous. That's a 60-foot cone, isn't it?
I could see it being a dex
Something
save
like that.
too, because of the cold.
30 or 60.
Con save.
Either way,
Con save?
it's
Okay.
gigantic. Sun swords. Attack. Key point.
Go ahead.
I need more dice. Holy shit. So that's 10, 25, 35, 44 damage.
Flynn raises his hand, and a blast of cold air that makes you shiver for a moment slams into the side of this building and the creature itself. The creature appears entirely unaffected. The building, on the other hand, is very much affected. It is no longer on fire, but it is missing a large piece of this northern wall.
I made a door for you! Use it!
And you see, boom, gets blown inside this place. And now there's about a 5-foot wide opening in this hole.
Okay.
Thundergut, you are up unless you're gonna move.
Nope, fish, nope, fish, nope, fish, nope. Nah, I'm gonna stay where I am. Screw this thing.
Okay. Then Arnos, you're on deck.
Okay.
I'm sorry. At the end of your turn, it is going to go ahead and use another legendary action. This time, though, it is going to attack you. It raises
through
its
the wall?
arm. No, Arnos. It raises its arm, and it doesn't seem as if it's close enough to you to do anything, and it just extends past the robe. This writhing mass of grubs tries to smash you straight into your chest, and it has disadvantage. That is a 19 and a 4.
Oh, sweet.
So that is a 14.
That's a miss.
Okay.
That would
Finally!
almost miss
I
me.
like this.
You have to roll an 8 to miss me.
That took 2 legendary actions
Has
for
to roll a
that.
2 to miss me.
So Thundergut, you are up.
So is it here?
It is, it's this is on the ground, like this has been destroyed. The corpse is littering the floor, and you now have a gap right here.
Is it?
It's still difficult
the
terrain.
building is
Yeah,
all
this
on
this
fire?
all right here is difficult terrain. But you can go 10, 20, 30. We'll put you right there.
Furious Charge.
Okay.
I wonder if the structural integrity has been compromised.
It doesn't even it auto passes the strength saving throw. It can't be knocked
We
out.
took out a corner.
Oh, it can't be racked on. Okay, can I make it cinematic that I there's a hole there, but
Oh, the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah, with your shield and trying to smash this creature. Roll a hit.
okay.
I like how froggy you are today. Because you sure know how to jump.
19.
19 is a hit.
Okay.
Oh god, max
so,
damage. Jesus.
13 weapon, 6
13,
cold.
6 cold.
Okay.
I thought you rolled 2d8 for your weapon.
Nope.
No, 1d8.
D8 and D6.
Right, you've been rolling so many crits, it just seems that way.
with a lot of attacks.
21.
21 is a hit.
Also
Damage.
that.
5 magic and 3 cold.
6 magic. You got plus 5 to damage.
Yep. Yeah.
6
6
magic.
magics.
Miss.
Okay.
And since he went over here,
He attacked over to that.
then I will do the bonus action.
You didn't have this one marked.
Yes, I did.
You didn't have unwavering mark was on the other one.
He's used 2 of them.
Yeah. It only lasts for 1 round. Remember?
Okay, then that's not what we agreed upon. But yep, you're the boss.
It's okay. My 44-point cone of cold did diddly shit.
Yeah.
It blew a hole out.
I blew a hole in a wall. With a
then
5th
if
level
I
gun.
can't
You put out
do
your own fire.
unwavering mark, then I
Only
will
flame can fight forest fire.
pop-
Okay. So this isn't what I said. This is the rule. Until the end of your next turn.
Uh-huh. Well, no, I'm accepting what you.
Okay, but it's
throwing
that's not. There's nothing we agreed upon, but what's written here. And what's written here is it lasts till the end of your turn.
Okay, then I'm gonna pop. What is it called? The die 10 plus your fighter level.
Second one.
Second
There
one.
we go.
Arnos, you're up.
Right, I'm gonna move to a flanking position.
Okay.
He's gonna flip right over his head. And double slash.
7 plus 15.
22.
Nice. Nice indeed, that's an 18 plus.
That is a hit. Damage.
Or 13, 16, 25 points of radiant damage.
Alrighty.
And the second attack.
Burn it to dust. Do it. Do it now. Make it burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. It burns.
You suck, die. You suck.
It burns in the holy
That is
flame.
a 16 plus.
16 is an. 16 plus is it.
Plus. For a
12.
13 points of radiant damage.
More than anything else that's been used in this fight, as the radiant blade touches this creature, you see these grubs that are now in its torn and destroyed robes. You can see them roil and boil and pop as that radiant energy hits it with both of your slices through it.
Ooh.
It is
Suck it.
now this thing's turn.
I'll go ahead and patient defense.
Okay, for your bonus action? Okay, so this guy is going to go ahead and stand right where he is. I need a dexterity saving throw from Arnos and Rotmir, please.
Provoke that.
No.
Provoke
Nope,
opportunity
Is
attack.
this,
You have advantage.
AoE
Oh,
is
cool.
included.
is this movement?
Oh, by the way,
Oh,
real quick,
shit.
I need a
That was almost a 20.
2 Constitution saving throws real quick.
Too bad.
But hold on, before you roll again, Kyle. Never
I'm
know.
ready
You could
for
roll a
you.
1.
18?
Okay, and?
20?
Okay.
Oh, do I get my hit points back from the
Dexterity saving-
tentacles?
Huh?
Do I get my hit points back from the tentacles since they weren't there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
20.
20, and? Oh, what's your...
The new one is a 22.
22? Okay.
20. Yeah, 22.
So you're not blinded or restrained, either of you, but you both take
Oh.
Damage.
Well, it's a reflex save, so I don't take shit.
Oh, that's right.
38.
Yeah.
So 19 points of necrotic damage.
Evasion for the win.
Oh, gotta dodge the worms. Gotta dodge the worms.
All
I
right,
don't want that shit.
Raka, you're up.
70.
Can I get to here?
Oh my god.
Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Do I get advantage on swings
Nope,
since I'm flanking it?
you're not flanking. The
Only
ones
Kyle
flanking
gets
it
that.
is Rotmir and Arnos.
Kyle gets the sneak damage when he's adjacent, but he doesn't have advantage there. And now I can't burn it at all.
So I'm not going to do that actually. Since
I can't burn it anyway with Kyle flanking it. You're
Sure
good.
you can. You can angle it. Shoot it on
No.
the diagonal.
You gotta bend the bullet like you do in one.
I gotta wanted that
Yeah,
shit.
you gotta wanted that
Because
shit.
I'm looking.
You're fine here, bro. Hit it in the
No,
face
I'm-
with your big axe.
So 1d10 plus 5 would actually be less damage if I overall swung.
Do what Thraka would do. Hit it with the axe.
What would Thraka do?
Hit it with the
Axe.
axe. Hit it with the axe.
Oh,
Crit!
20.
19 and a 20.
2 hits.
And do I get any like critical thing or anything for being fighter level 5, or is that
No.
That's only that's champion, and that's
Champion
that
is
makes it a
cool.
1920,
Let's
and
see.
that's a god. That's a one level.
It's like
You're a
11
samurai,
or
right?
something.
Yeah, I'm
You
a
give
samurai.
yourself advantage.
Does the axe do anything special on the crit?
Yeah, well, man.
It does special things against giants.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, just roll your
So
damage.
roll your damage, my man.
Yeah, so a crit damage. Right?
Yep. So that's base 10. So roll 2 more d10.
Oh, you're a half orc.
Mm-hmm.
So another die.
Yes, you can burn that on one of your on the crit. Yeah.
So 3d10.
Oh,
So 3d10.
The,
Yeah, they can use the furious
The
critical
vicious
once
critical.
per day, or vicious critical or whatever.
Woohoo! Saucy. 18 plus 10, 28 plus strength modifier times 2.
So that's going to be another 10.
38 damage.
Okay.
like you get
You
hit by the enemy.
see,
and it
this
hurts.
creature seems to be growing these things almost as fast as you guys are killing them, but it is now diminished in size to a point where it looks ready to fall apart with one good strike. Thraka, at the end of your turn, this thing is going to go ahead and it is going to Eldritch Blast all the 3 of you that are standing around it.
I'm going to give Entropic Ward since it's attacking me now. It's got disadvantage.
Okay? Is that a spell or ability?
Ability.
Okay.
Or is he going to counterspell?
Okay. Okay.
I'll hold that.
So, Flynn, you're up.
No spells for that. Nope, no spells.
I'm getting the shit beat out of me. I'm going to castle.
What are
I'm
you
going to
doing?
castle.
Quick
I'm going to cast.
It's always fun.
Divine.
What a party of casters.
Thingy.
Quick and divine what?
The cantrip that does
Got it.
damage.
Oh, Divine Smite.
Yeah, that. No,
do you
Sacred
have?
Flame.
Sacred Flame.
So, dex save.
Hey, it does
Dex save?
radiant damage, so.
When we're fighting the
19?
However, I just like
Pass.
did
That matches.
twice.
Well, yeah, 14 plus 8.
Like I did a flint.
Yeah, that matches it.
And
Stick bolt. Yeah, stick bolt.
stick which bolt?
Lightning bolt.
Okay.
Zap it on the
Alright.
diagonal.
That's why I did
And
it.
that's dexterity saving throw?
Yes, I.
Okay.
That's acceptable. Good dice. We accept this. 42 damage.
Okay.
They're David's dice. I'm fine with it.
22, so 11. Okay. Now, at the end of your turn, it's going to spend its legendary action. And it really doesn't like you counterspelling it. It turns, and it's going to fire all 3 of you.
It's getting tired of your shit.
Nope.
Okay. Burn all your spells, please. You make my life easier later. So that is Rotmir. You're up.
Okay.
I just like when David starts to pick up and roll the dice. It's just like no.
Making my life easier later. It's all good. When have I ever thrown one fight at you guys in a day?
28.
28
Plenty of times.
When it was a giant.
Okay, so 7
Also that.
magical and 1
Your hand must be moved.
one
Cold.
cold. Yes.
Alrighty.
And I actually
Next
still
attack.
have a shit ton of spells left.
I haven't used a
17?
single one, so.
17 is a match.
That's why I had so
6
much fun playing a
cold
sorcerer the other day.
and
Fucking
6
stupid.
magic.
Okay.
Nope.
And last attack.
20.
20's a hit. Damage.
Watching my
10
fucking fire
magic.
picture at me as soon as I came back from blanket. I'm just like,
3
nope.
Cold.
cold.
That's what I was saying.
Actually, the amount
With
still that way. I don't think it's.
Rotmir's final flurry of attacks smashes this creature 3 times. On the 3rd time, it explodes into a mass of slithering grubs that cascade everywhere.
Yeah. Goddamn one.
They are
Can I nab
writhing around and moving around all over the place.
I start stomping all over the place.
Okay.
I'm going to find me some oil and roast those little bastards.
There's hundreds of these things.
Oil.
So where are you going for oil?
I don't know.
We don't carry
Was this
oil.
was this these things around the body, or was the body these things?
The body was these things.
Mhm.
Okay. So now it's just clothes.
It's literally just bits of a tattered yellow robe are now laying on the ground.
We should probably go downstairs and burn that.
Good
Whatever
point.
the hell
I'm just
that
going to
was
start firebolting the building till the whole sucker starts.
That
Okay.
might be a bad idea.
I need perception checks from each of you.
Because while we may not be guilty of breaking and entering or murder, that would be arson, and we would be very guilty of
I'm okay with arson. I'll pay the damages.
Hey, nat 20.
21. Not
11?
16.
That makes it a 20.
Okay. All 4 of you can hear booted feet rushing this way.
I think it's time we go. The god deals
The
with
2
this.
of you see the mass of these slithering things. You see some of them enter that water, and as they touch the water, they seem to have renewed life. And you see a few of them disappear under the surface.
That's not good.
They're going to infect someone.
I'm gonna see about nabbing one of these little bastards before it wanders off.
Easy enough, honestly.
Eh.
Put a little
As you
AR.
grab it, and I mean, this is literally you grabbing a hold of it. It doesn't seem to have much life left. It wriggles and it's slimy as all hell, and
I'll
touching
spit on
it makes your hand go numb.
Enters what water?
The water right here.
I'll swap hands if I have to.
Yeah, then the other hand goes numb.
I get life back into it, and I'll swap back.
Evaporate the water?
You're gonna move her. Well, you didn't see this happen. All you see is the Buddha feet coming.
Alright, so I'm out.
Why is
Flint
the
out.
rogue the only one sticking around?
If anyone sticks around, I'm staying too.
So Arnos and Rotmir stick around. You two
know
rush
what's
off.
going on down here?
Yeah, fine. I'll stay.
So do you rush off?
Why do you always fuck my
I'm
day
actually
up?
going to cast poison spray on
I
the
always
remaining
fuck my
maggot
day
that's
up.
trying to get away.
I'm supposed to be
Oh,
the
there's
ne'er-do-well
it's not
here.
one or two that's getting
There's
away.
hundreds.
You can see it's hundreds of these things.
Cool,
that
poison
are all
spray on
over
the
the
maggot
place.
swarm.
You start spraying them with poison. Doesn't really seem to do anything.
I switch tactics.
I mean, you're stomping on these things, hitting them, crushing them. You see the life is slowly ebbing out of these creatures, as most of them, even the one that you're grabbing, it slowly starts to...
I'll get my water skin out. Sprinkle? Sprinkle?
Nothing seems to happen.
But it's
Why do you
only it's
sprinkle
only that
water on
fetid
it?
At
water,
this point, as you all are standing there and you're sprinkling water on one of these things, around this way here, you see a human guard carrying a hooded lantern, running. Behind him, you can see the shambling bodies of what appear to be four zombies, all of them wearing the Karlactin Guard regalia. As they see you, say, "Halt! Stop what you're doing!"
We were waiting for you. Should I stop waiting for you?
Yeah.
He stops in front of you. Put down your weapons!
I already put the sword away.
I'm a humble priest. This is my walking stick. I need it for health reasons.
He points at the curb. Each of you sit there!
So
You got a bag?
Now!
Do you not see the giant
this
slugs?
curve?
May
That's what he's pointing at.
I
Yeah,
stand?
go take a seat.
I'm not wearing any pants and the curb is cold.
The
You might want to avoid
zombies move up next to him menacingly, and he has a very sour look on his face.
I'll go stand by the curb.
The one of the dead zombies here. You should hold this. It's evidence.
It doesn't reach out for you. It just gives you a very cold stare.
Seriously, I'm
As
not
cold as
wearing
the grave,
pants.
one might say.
Well,
Sitting
since-
You hear a strange voice emanate from this creature that shouldn't be able to speak as it says, "You should do as you're told."
And you should take evidence, and I'll sit down. Especially since you're not going to be affected by this.
They look over at each of you.
Yeah, I'm taking a seat.
Who is not complying?
I'm just standing where I was told to
Thraken's just like, those things are going to infest the water supply. You should do something
What
about
do you mean
that.
are
As
going
he's
to? That's an infestation, and it's in progress.
The zombies approach the four of you. Two of them standing right by Flynn, with hands on their weapons.
Seriously, I'm not wearing pants. Can I just stand up?
The other two are just in front of the three of you. Are you sitting as well or no?
clank, thud.
Okay, so the three of you sit. The two guards watch him closely. The other two stand in front of you, while the other human turns his back from you and walks over to the building, walks inside the hole,
Don't look in that water!
and you see him shining his light around. And he comes back after about a minute, storms back out, right up to you. Stops right in front of you, looking down at you, which he'd be looking down at you even if you were standing up. Looks down at you.
He's shorter than 5'2".
No, he'd be looking down at you even if you were standing up.
Oh, okay.
He looks down at you and grumbles. What the hell happened here?
We found a cabal of cultists.
Wow.
They worship the aberrants.
You didn't think to contact the city guard so we could handle it?
Well, then there would be dead city guardsmen, and quite honestly, it was only a Tuesday night.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Don't point at me, that's
He
rude.
points at the two zombies. And if he keeps opening his mouth, shut it for him. And the zombies
You know you
looks back at you.
I'm sorry, there wasn't time.
What gives you the authority to raise arms in my city?
your
We were
boss.
trying to help you out.
Looks over at the building that has a part of the wall knocked out. There's black goop all over the place from you guys stepping on these things and all the blood from this. There's the rotting, decayed foul spawn mangler that you guys killed, and the very mummified dead body inside. Not helpful at all.
Well, my apologies, sir.
Who are you?
They call me Thundergut.
I don't care what they call you. What is your name?
Rotmir?
And you show him your signet ring.
Yeah.
And as you pull out the signet ring and point at him, he suddenly, if you could see an asshole clench, that's the look he has on his face. As he still doesn't give you the right to be running around my city like a vigilante.
I believe Lady Morwen gave us that right. We could go ask her if you want.
Lady Morwen's not in the city.
That's
Not a
okay.
chance of that happening.
I can teleport us to her current location. You know, I am
Sure.
Flynn Sweeney. He's a priest of
Flynn
Alondra,
Sweeney.
Knight of the Faith.
You see one of the zombies has pulled out a notebook and is writing down everything you guys say. Looks over. What about you, Birdman? What's your name?
Aranos.
And you?
Thraka Stoneborn.
They write it all down. At this point, you're holding a very dead.
Is it still necrotizing my hand?
Yeah, it's slowly getting better, but it's the slimiest, limpest dick ever.
Can I please not hold this anymore? You need to take it. It's evidence.
Drop it.
I'm not gonna let this thing go. Let it ride away like it's thousands of brothers that just walked into your water system.
Looks pretty dead to me.
You know,
I'll find a bag and put it in.
my question is,
Just drop it in one of your belt pouches.
I'll find a belt pouch and drop it in.
how does a cult of
And I'll hold the belt
aberrants
pouch in front of me.
flourish under the city gods while we aren't in towns and we get back and find
No
it in
more words.
2 days?
No more words. You will wait here. He turns to the zombie guards.
A little
Make
cup.
sure they stay.
Uncork
The zombies.
little-
And the one who's holding the pen puts the book in its pocket and then pulls out its great sword at the ready. The other three are at the ready. He leaves. As you all sit there in the silence, awkwardly, a wooden beam from the building falls and clatters to the ground, making the awkward silence just that much more awkward.
That
Yep.
one?
From the building, you guys have pummeled.
Couldn't have twisted that cone of coal just a little more to the right.
Within 15 minutes.
Then it would be burning down.
Fair point.
Within 15 minutes. Which this over here, you didn't notice over here also caught fire, but the cone of coal took care of that too.
Oh, okay.
Within 15 minutes, the guard returns and has a very bleary-eyed, red-faced, bed-headed female captain that follows behind him. So you can see she's still like buckling her armor on. As she approaches, just with an eye shot of you all, she begins talking to nobody. And she just, wake me up in the goddamn morning at 10 o'clock, and I just went, I'm on day shift all the goddamn time, and I get woken up. I don't care, I'm the nearest captain here. And just the whole time as she gets up, finally stops, looks you dead in the face, looks at you, looks at you, looks at you. I would like each of you guys to roll me a straight wisdom check, please.
It's an 8. It finally rolled from low to high. That's an 18.
18?
17.
17.
20.
All four of you recognize this woman.
Hi. Thought so.
The only time that you all ever met Lady Morwen inside her chambers, or inside her estate, and had a very short meeting, was when you all ventured north to Night's Rest to save that town from the mists. One of the many captains of the guard who happened to be there at that meeting is currently standing before you. The one that Flynn flirted with incessantly the entire time.
God damn it.
Captain, how have you been?
As she lays eyes upon Flynn again, she just okay. As calmly as possible, one at a time. And I swear, if all of you talk up at the same time, I'm going to smack every one of you. Tell me, what in this giant big blue spinning ball of fuck you're doing?
My enchanting captain,
You
it's
have
so
no idea
good
who
to
this lady
see
is.
you
Sorry,
again.
you never met her.
But he's still raising his hand.
The visit.
Yes.
So, I've been stalked by a cult of abominable.
No. Anybody else? Somebody else want to try?
My enchanting captain, it's so good to see you. We solved a
Not
minor
you,
problem.
anybody please but him.
I pull it out of the bag.
And revulsion hits her face.
These are now in your water supply, the living ones. And they were at one point in a writhing mass under that thing,
She looks over what she
swinging
pointed
at
at.
us and casting spells.
Hold on. She goes inside the building.
Don't look in that water.
You hear her retch inside the building. Not quite throw up, but that comes back out holding her nose. That's the foulest thing I've ever smelled in my life.
Well, this person did break through into the sewers below, so yeah.
And then there's the putrefying corpses, and the maggots, and the extraplanar aberrant creatures.
Honestly, if it weren't
She
for the granary, we
reaches
would've let it burn.
into her pouch, rummages around, and pulls out a scroll. Unfurls the scroll and goes, "Does this look familiar?"
Yeah, that's all over
yeah.
the place.
Oh, that's on these things. I pulled out the papers that he handed back to me.
Hand those over, please.
Would you like both of them?
Can you put that thing back in the bag and hand me the bag, please? Thank you. And she hands it to one of the zombies, and the zombie just takes it, not even caring. She looks at the paperwork, kind of flips through a little bit.
They really sucked the life out of you. Probably not a problem for you guys, though.
Follow me, please. It's not too chilly outside, but I was just next to a warm hearth, so out here is freezing to me.
I was too close to this cone of cold, so yes, please.
Player question,
Yes.
GM. These undead guards, do they emanate the smell of undead?
Nope.
One assumes they have a permanent gentle repose on them.
Not really gentle repose, just it's worked out of them. They're not typical undead.
It's Karnathi magic.
Yeah. They're not typical undead. They do have a faint aroma if you get right up on them, but that's it. You all are led back to the city. About 5-minute walk from here, there's a guard station. You know where that guard station is? It sits right in the gilded coin. You get right in that square. She knocks on the door. The slat opens up, looks out, and the door opens. Like, please, enter here.
But of course, Captain, any invitation to your hearth is well met.
At the back, there's an interrogation room. I need to sign each of you in. Please wait inside there.
Well, I mean, that's a little kinky for a first date, but okay.
I swear to God, I'm going to punch you.
You just see Thraka just slumping down, like having flashbacks of being a kid being arrested.
She
by the
signs
old-
some paperwork and speaks to the night deskman at this location. After a few minutes, she enters the room that you all are like kind of led to. Not in chains. They don't disarm you. Any of those such
I'm
things.
trying to clean the gore off of me.
Oh yeah, it's all over all of you. It's everywhere. It is so nasty. You especially, you have like that film that was covered with these things all over your face and your eyes and your mouth. I mean, it's everywhere. As
Does he
you all
have
sit
open
there,
boring wounds?
yes, all over his face.
The thing is, though, Thraka right now is back in his old teenage mindset of I don't talk to the police, fuck the pigs, and everything like that. Because he used to be a gangbanger, so he's just sitting there just...
As you all sit in the room, and you kind of just sulking, not wanting to speak to the police.
You know, Thraka, you look like you've been spooged upon by a giant worm.
She comes in, she takes off her leather cuirass, and she hangs it on a peg next to the door. Sits down, puts her head in her hands for a second, then looks back up.
You know, if you have a tension headache, I know a wonderful massage technique.
Please be
I was
quiet.
taught in Omu.
Please. Look,
There's a pressure point at the base of the skull.
is there a button to turn them off?
You got a gag.
Ooh, that might be fun.
Oh, God. Listen,
Jesus.
I know you all are Lady Morwyn's pets, and the Knights of Fate are famous, and all that jazz, but please, next time, at least warn us first. Tell us you're going to do something like this. Look, if you would have come to me, I wouldn't have even stopped you. I would have been more than happy to have some backup there waiting for you. That way it's all nice and legal.
Well, you could
You get one
write
in
us
my
the
city.
warrant, and then it would
Well,
be
it's a good
legal.
thing-
But it doesn't help now. Here, you get one.
Just post-date it.
Something like this happens again. Just come to me, or at the very least, have a writ from Lady Morwen. Yes.
Make sure upon inspection of the room under the house that you don't look in the bowl of water.
Yeah, it says a powerful
Thank
magical
you. That's very good to know.
awfulness down there.
Well, right now, my brethren down there are sealing off the area, preventing anybody from entering, going in or out.
And the sewers.
Did that other guard have a wet face?
Before-
God, does that other guard have a wet face?
Well, thankfully, that drain there doesn't connect to our system anymore. We're not entirely sure what happened there, but
Oh, so
last
blocked
time
it.
we sent someone to check it out, they did not return.
Yeah, the occultists blocked the drain. They probably killed whoever you sent. And I'd quarantine that guard for, say 6 to 8 months, just in case he put his face in the water.
Well, I know you're upset at him.
Oh no, I'm quite
But-
delighted with him.
You're pretty well. You character-wise, you know that if he put his face in the water, he probably wouldn't come back.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So maybe
Because
quarantine.
he wasn't in there long enough to go down and then come back.
Oh,
he
okay.
just literally looked aside and what the what why you know yeah.
So maybe quarantine him for 2 to 4 weeks.
This group we have no name for, but we've been seeing this symbol placed around the city over the last 9 months.
Oh, say cultists that worship the Frostborn.
Well, that's good to know. They've been linked to dozens of disappearances.
Yeah, they're probably feeding them to the Frostborn allies. They
God.
phase through walls, they kill things, they have 6
Look,
arms.
I arrest shoplifters and gangbangers and...
Well, you might want to get something that does holy damage because that seems to hurt them.
You
At least
have
the one we were
you have a
fighting.
cult on your hands.
Yeah, it's not the first one we've taken care of, and it probably won't be the last, but we'll get them like we always do. We run the Blood of Vol out. We can run them out. We can run out anybody.
Do you have maybe a location for them? We could just go take care of the problem. It says a few minor fires, maybe like freezing or...
Problem is, there are only 2 locations that were known
And
that
that's one.
we had an idea of. One was burned down a few days ago. The other one was, well, the building you all were in.
Yeah, I promise I didn't burn the one down a few days ago.
Well, we'll check your alibi. Don't you worry about that.
Um,
Trust me, you're always a suspect in everything that happens in the city for me.
Why'd you flirt with her?
I'm very proud of the interest that you've shown me, but I'm in a committed relationship.
Oh,
and I
Jesus
understand.
Christ. Look, I don't want to have to deal with these things in my city. Look, you're the Knights of Fate, you're all famous, and everybody loves you. Let me love you. Let me love you. Help me do that by not fucking up my life.
Well,
I have a building half destroyed I now have to explain to everyone, and why
I'm sorry about
a
the
bunch
whole
of mercenaries
I'm
came in
not-
here and just decided to take the law into their own hands.
I am not a mercenary. I prefer the term priest.
Yeah, we didn't
But you
get paid
literally
for
are a
that.
mercenary. And are the two
Great, so vigilantes instead. Just as bad. Look, all I'm asking here is just keep us in the loop, keep the guards in the
You
loop,
know,
please.
if you wrote us a auxiliary wand for the god, then we could do these things and you wouldn't have to worry about it.
That's not the way it works.
How much would it take to make it work that way?
Do you really
If
want
you try to
that?
bribe me, I'm going to throw you in prison forever.
I'm not trying to bribe you, and you don't have to throw me in prison
Well,
to
can
put
you
the chains
appoint a
on.
liaison between the city guard and the Knights of
No,
Fate?
but Lady Morwen can.
But
if you- Look, I understand you guys have a relationship with her. If you guys simply would have just come to me and said something like I said, we would have been more than happy to let you guys take point. Hey,
So-
that's my people not getting killed. You put your necks out. That's great.
To be clear,
Just
next
all I'm
time I
saying
want to
is-
burn something down in the city, I tell you
Don't
first.
burn anything down in my city. We've had how many times we have to have this conversation?
So,
With him?
aside from what he's
Every
saying,
time.
What
Yes.
about lightning?
No.
ignore him.
Thunder?
So, just so you know, this cult needs to go away
Yeah.
for multiple reasons. Just so you know, since you said we just need to let you know that we're taking point on things, we will be taking point on this investigation.
You have other
extermination.
leads on where these other hideouts are?
It's easy enough to find them. There's a whole area that is sealed off that nobody's going into right now that has all the information that we need. And I have the capability to read all languages, so I could go through the books over time, which gives us a lot more headway.
Well, we will definitely think of you when we start off this investigation in the morning after I've had a nice long sleep, longer still because a bunch of assholes had me woken up in the middle of the night.
You know, if you want, I have a nice, comfortable feather bed you could borrow and a good bottle of cognac.
I'm gonna kill them.
Oh, peace offering. Come over to the guild hall and I'll cook you a meal.
Will
Yeah.
he be there?
I can arrange for him to be somewhere else.
No, you can't.
Then no.
If you-
I'll pay for the brothel down the street.
I don't pay for it. That's disgusting.
Well, you won't know because I'll pay for it.
But I will know. And I have vowed not to sleep with anyone
Look,
but my bard or my
I-
delicious god captain.
How about
Okay,
how about we
cooking utensils?
How
and
about we
I'll-
compromise? How about you guys just never do anything like this again without approval from either myself or Lady Morwen, and we forget tonight happened, and when anybody asks,
You're not available.
exactly.
How can I ever forget any interaction with you?
You know, you would be quite charming if you weren't so sleazy.
I am not sleazy. I do not sleep around. I am a man of upstanding principle. I have fought demons in the request for a woman's heart.
If we get stumped on this and we come to you all, then definitely we will be more than happy to accept your all's help. Don't know what the hell's going on. Everything's chaotic. We have soldiers of ours. We have guards. We have the undead that we've had for generations are falling and being destroyed for no reason whatsoever. We have House Orion up in an uproar. We have House Thorani in an uproar. We have House Deneath just absolutely spread so damn thin. Look, I don't know what's going on.
I do.
But the chaos that's happening now is not helped by you guys running around half-cocked. I want you guys to get full-cocked. Get us involved.
Well, maybe then you buy the wine and we make a night of it?
I'm not talking to you ever. It never is directed at you. Please. That's all I'm asking for. Now, I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a shower to scrub him off of my skin.
Ooh,
then I'm going to go to bed.
Under your skin?
You're under my skin. So deep. I'll never be able to forget it.
Oh.
Please, if we have questions, I will send an envoy to your new building that suddenly just appeared one day. Kind of have some questions about that too, but another time.
How are you on translocational dimensional theory?
I'm tired. I don't want to deal with any of this right now. I hate the fact that you are in my jurisdiction for my precinct.
We could arrange a transfer if it's that big of a problem.
Not unless I absolutely have to.
Oh, so you're saying I have to have Lady Morrowind write you an order?
Every once in a while?
That'd be great, where I don't have to see any of you.
Oh, we can do the thing with the talking letter where it has my face and it talks.
That's terrible. Now, she stands up, she grabs the leather cuirass and puts it over her shoulder. Listen, I'm going to report this to Lady Morrowind. I just really, really hope that you guys have learned a lesson and will come to us.
We're very good about that.
I don't believe you at all. But I'm going to take your word for it. Just let that fly right past me, and I'm going to go ahead and go home. If I catch any of you following me, I'm going to kill you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Okay.
And she turns around, she opens the door, she walks out.
You're
free to go.
When she opens the door with thaumaturgy, for the last time, Captain, I won't sleep with you. I have a committed relationship with a very beautiful woman.
She turns and just screams, "Fuck you!" and slams the door. You hear her stomping away. A few seconds later, you see a obviously shifter guard opens the door with a very wide grin on his face, exposing his canines, and go, "You're free to go. I'd watch your back."
Nevermore!
And walks out.
I give him the fighters.
He just... They escort you all to the front of the building, and you are all allowed to leave. At this point, it's well after midnight. You all are free to return to the guild hall, rest up, have a nice time, and figure out what your character is gonna be doing for the next 2 weeks when we pick up our next game session next week at the same time on the same channel. Thank you all very much for joining us. Hope you all had as much fun as we did. Lots of laughs all around. We should have both our ranger and our paladin back next time, and maybe getting deeper into see if they're going to head into Barovia or not. See what the next step for the Knights of Fate are. Thank you all very much for joining us again. Remember to love each other and keep rolling them dice.